All right, guys, we're going to be starting in just a sec here. Thanks for joining, everyone. We got back-to-back streams here. We got severe weather and hurricane coverage coming at you live. This is StormCat5 reporting. Let's do this.
Welcome to Outbreak. A new live stream brought to you by the Storm Podcast. Hosted by meteorologist Brady Harris, also known as StormCat5. We'll go live stream weather with the goal of keeping you safe, informed, and entertained. The only question that remains: are you ready for the outbreak? The outbreak starts now.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to Outbreak. I am meteorologist StormCat5. We also, guys, we have a surprise. We have meteorologist Dina Knightley here in the chat. Dina, it is a fantastic. It is my pleasure to have you on the stream. I'm so glad that you joined. Dina, how are you doing today?
I have been busy. That's the way. I haven't seemed to get up out of this chair. But it's been Beryl all day, so I'm glad you're up to date on severe because I'm not, but I'm definitely up to date on Beryl. So
yeah, that's awesome.
We could definitely talk about that a little bit when you're ready.
Yeah, I think here's what we'll do. And you guys also see Vince Welty is back as well. So he's got his car repaired and everything is good to go. And now he is on the road. He is headed to our severe storms today. So I think here's what we're gonna do. We're first, Dina. Let's just hit on this hurricane because, guys, just to let you know, we only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, 0 tornado warnings. We are going to be watching these storms. So as these storms push off to the east, there is going to be a pretty decent tornado threat, especially for this time of year in Nebraska, especially. And so here's our storms that we're watching. Here's our storms that actually Vince is headed towards. So we're going to get to that in just a second, but there's no tornado warning. So I think, Dina, this is probably a really good time to talk about our hurricane because Dina, it is a historic hurricane that we have that is, it's Hurricane Beryl. It's barreling its way across the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's historic because we've never had anything that strong where this is right now. And if you could see it, these little islands on your map here, like the Windward Islands, they went over that today. You could see the eye to the west. But the thing is, it's a category 4. Like yesterday, I think I looked down, I'm like, oh, they named it. Because I was working Friday and then I was going to start again today. And then all of a sudden this morning, I'm like, category 4. Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, big time.
And I mean, I haven't seen any live video out of there yet, but they had to have gotten pummeled. That actually in that area that it came, it made landfall. On record, they've never been hit by anything that strong.
Yeah.
So
this has been a record-breaking hurricane for a lot of reasons.
Right. So it's still category 4, 150 miles per hour. It's not far from a category 5. Category 5 is 157. So 7 miles an hour, even though it's like close to 5, there's no difference with 7 miles per hour. you know, like in the
Nothing. Yeah.
grand scheme of things, they're getting hit by like a monster storm. Now it's kind of going into the Caribbean. 150 miles an hour, Cat 4 moving west northwest at 21. So it is moving kind of quickly, which in one way is kind of good. It's not just sitting over those islands and dumping rain. They were saying the National Hurricane Center said up to 10 inches of localized rain in that area. So here again, you've marked it up here, moving west northwest at 21 miles an hour.
Look at that central pressure. Look at the
44.
pressure in this thing is 944 millibars, guys. That we have had they've been flying through this thing all day, and I don't know, Dina, if you saw, there was actually a flight that the hurricane hunters had to turn back. They're
too much
trying to fly through the eye. There was too much turbulence. This was a couple hours ago, and there was so much turbulence and so much lightning. They actually had to fly back, which I don't know. I can't remember the last time.
And they're used to this, like
yeah.
And I even have flown. Like I would be like, that's enough, you know. It would be too much for them to turn around. That's tough.
Yeah, it's insane. And honestly, Dina, I don't know what your take is on this, but the last sustained winds were 150 miles an hour. There was a recorded gust where this thing made landfall, and this if we zoom in on this, this thing made landfall probably I forget what the island was here.
Yeah, it's like you see like go down a little bit, you're turning blue. Like say the last like 4 island chains, right in there. That's right in there between the 2 bigger ones. They've never been hit with anything that strong, at least on record, like that we know of. Being before satellites and stuff, we don't know, but that's the strongest. Granted, a lot of the stuff is built better, but there's still places that, and they said that even with any kind of mountain terrain, you're getting that upslope wind. You're going to have gusts even higher. So, I mean, I can't even imagine what people are going through right there. It's not good.
No, it's not good at all. There was actually a max sustained wind of 161 miles an hour. Now, I think that still has to be confirmed. But if you're getting that kind of winds at the surface, guys, that's a Cat 5. Like it's still classified as a Cat 4 at this particular moment, but there is a very decent chance this thing could. I mean, look just in the last couple of frames.
Look at the eye.
Yeah, the eye is almost clearing out here, guys. This thing could go Cat 5 if not already. I mean, this thing could be a Cat 5 at this particular moment. It really that doesn't matter a whole lot in terms of, you know, is it a Cat 4, is it a Cat 5? This is a destructive storm that just devastated the Grenadine Islands, right? So an unprecedented, destructive, unheard of storm for this time of year. The strongest hurricane ever in June in recorded history. Now that doesn't mean like, you know, ever since 2,000 years ago. That just means since we've been able to
on
measure
record,
hurricanes. Yeah, on record. But still, just an unbelievable day. Dina, I'm really curious. How are things been at work? Has it just been insane?
It's busy.
Yeah,
it's busy. And then, you know, like one thing that I found really interesting, we talked about it on weather.com, is the eye wall replacement cycle. It went through last night. It was last night into early this morning. So when it was still east of the islands, you can kind of see it move in. And what happens is the convection and the rain bands around the eye get so strong, they actually kind of replace that inner eye wall and go to a larger eye wall. And when that happens, too bad we couldn't get a little farther back on this, but you'll see the eye kind of like erode. Like it doesn't look as good. And you're like, oh, is it weakening? It does for a little while. But then what happens is it just has so much energy. It gets replaced by a larger eye wall. And that's an eye wall replacement. And that only happens with very, very strong, intense tropical cyclones. And when you see that, if you start to see a very strong hurricane and you start to see and it's going strong. You start to see that eye start erode or filling in, don't be fooled. So you might get a little like break for a little while, but only for a few hours. Yeah, thanks for backing that up.
Check that
So
out. Look at that.
It's pretty good. Like I got in. You almost have to like get a little bit farther, but I think that's as far as we can go. But it eroded, and then right before it got to the islands, you'll notice that the eye actually got bigger. So it went through that eye wall replacement. It got stronger. It made landfall. I don't know like how people are doing there yet. I haven't even had a chance to look. Other people have been doing that. But at this point, it's at least it's gone. It's moving quickly. 21 miles an hour is pretty fast. So
yeah,
it's
you can see it's
pouring.
It is absolutely hauling butt right now.
It sure is.
But yeah, there was I think Corey Clement or another storm chaser was actually on this thing. I think he was in one of the Grenadine Islands, and the eye went right over top of him. I haven't checked to make sure he's okay, but I know there are some pictures and video on Twitter that are coming out of this. So just an absolutely historic storm that is breaking records. And just to kind of, I want to zoom out to show you where this thing is, and we're about to lose visible on this, so we'll have to switch over to a different because the sun's setting here. But I mean,
that's fine. I do see one. I do see one question that went by. Granny Kimmy, how many times can an eye wall replacement occur? It can happen more than once. Just depends on how long these things go. But at this point, it's so strong. I'm not sure it'll go through again, but it's usually like, and it only lasts like, say we're close to a category 5. Category 5s don't stay category 5 too long. It's a lot of energy to hold on to. We do expect it to be a category 4 even by this time tomorrow. So I mean, there's nothing. If you look, you see there's nothing in its way.
There's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Very little. If it was to go over like an island, if it was to go over like Hispaniola, or something like that, it would slow down just because of the terrain. But it's got nice, juicy, warm water. It's not really going across. That little island that's right at the edge of your arrow is Jamaica. They are worried about Jamaica. I think they've got hurricane warnings up now. They were going, I think, what was it? 6 to 9 feet. Let me look real quick. Storm surge. Man, they were going like, 2 to 4 feet above normal tide in Jamaica. Wow. And I think the 10 inches of rain was in the Windward Islands, but Jamaica could get hammered as well. So hopefully nobody's like, I've heard people saying they're taking vacations and writing in. Hopefully they're not in Jamaica right now.
I would agree. It's
going to be hard. Everybody's trying to like get out of there and get out of these paths. But, I think the next one to really feel it hard would be Jamaica. Like Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and all those are going to feel it, but I think Jamaica is going to be the next one who gets hit. It may not take a direct hit, but it'll take an indirect hit.
No, I agree. And I just want to say too, guys, everyone that's in the chat. First of all, Tamster, thanks for stopping by, guys. If you're stopping by from Vince's stream, first of all, thank you.
We'll get to Samir.
Pull up his stream and pull up my stream. You can actually open them both in different links. If you want to watch his stream, but pull up our stream and my stream. That way you can mute it, and that way you can switch back and forth pretty easily. That's a strategy I sometimes do when I'm watching multiple chasers. I'll pull up one stream and then I'll pull up another stream. But guys, thanks for joining in. I just want to say thank you guys. To everyone that's here. Amy's here as well. We got Hawk as well as checking in. Margie Butter, that is a fantastic profile picture. Bob Pack Storm Chaser says, I'm watching the news. This is better. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Hey guys, this is all Dina. Dina works for she works for weather.com. She is amazing. She is incredibly smart. She produces a lot for them. So we're picking Dina's brain right now about the hurricane and what Dina just mentioned. The really interesting thing is, so this is the track of this thing, and guys, we're gonna get to severe weather in just a second, but we don't have any tornado warnings right now. So I do want to talk. This is gonna be a dual coverage. We're gonna flip back and forth between the hurricane and the severe weather. But Hurricane Beryl right now is approaching Category 5 strength. It's almost there. It might hit it. It might have already hit it, but it already did make landfall in the Grenadines and is now pushing over open water. So this is plenty of time to keep strengthening here. The interesting thing is, though, the Hurricane Center, as it nears Jamaica, actually has this weakening to be a below major hurricane, which is Category 1 to 2. So that is the interesting thing, Dina. Is at least the Hurricane Center has this slightly losing some strength over the next couple of days, and I think the real question is, one, does this come close enough to Jamaica to actually have significant impacts? And right now, the answer looks to be yes. From all the modeling I've seen, I think Jamaica may take a direct hit. They may get skirted on the edge. Regardless, hurricane conditions are pretty likely in Jamaica. So there's going to be some pretty significant impacts from that. Now, beyond that, right, this is where the question marks, if I was making a video, you would see a bunch of question marks above my head, because this is where the uncertainty really comes in. Because right now the Hurricane Center actually has this pushing into Mexico, near Cancun, actually. So if you know anyone there, tell them they might be getting a hurricane headed their way. But after that point, right, a recurve north is going to happen at some point. Now, the question is, does that happen after it moves into Mexico, right? That's one possible scenario. Another possible scenario is it recurves into Texas. That's option 2. And some of the ensemble models actually also have it recurving into Louisiana. So all 3 of those are in play. And if it's option 2 or option 3 with the U.S. landfall, the question is really, what strength is it going to be, right? And Dina,
okay,
I don't know.
Let me tip off on that one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if you live in the South, you know how hot it is, right? So what's protecting us is that heat dome. So say the heat dome, it's not on our map here, but say there's a big high pressure over the South. What that's going to do is that's going to steer it toward the west. Now, do I think Florida's in play? No. Do I think the Gulf Coast and Louisiana is in play? No, I don't. Not yet, at least. I don't think so yet. Now, here is the one thing. The way this is going, I like the way you had the high on there. Perfect. Yeah. So as that goes over the Yucatan Peninsula, it goes over land, it slows down. There's mountains there and things like that. So it slows down just because there's no smooth water to go over. But all the water up till then is super warm, like 80s and more. It's very warm. So it gets into the Bay of Campeche. And then where does it go? So at this point, could it go up to like South Texas? Maybe. Right now, it's like looking more toward like Tampico in Mexico. But remember, Alberto came in Mexico, and they still flooded in Texas because it was big enough, and it had enough of a wind field. It had enough rain and wind to flood the coastal Texas. So that is my thinking so far. I reserve the right to change my mind in a few days. It's
as we all Monday.
Do. It's only Monday, and this is all the way out to Saturday. But I think what's saving us is that heat dome, because that H where Brady has it right now, that will start to shift east later in the week. So that's why I think there's that tiny little bit of curve there where the NHC has it kind of like, So I think that's where they're getting that. Now, do I think everybody needs to panic? No. But I'm going to use Alberto as a example. It still came into Mexico, still flooded parts of Texas, because remember the cone, this is the most, this product from the National Hurricane Center is the most confusing. Like, people are more confused about this graphic than anything because this is only the center. So they're saying that the center, say we look at Saturday at 2 p.m. where it's over the Bay of Campeche. So it could be right there. It could be way up at the top where the white line is, or way to the bottom where the south white line is. And that's just the center. Remember, the center is like a point,
Yep.
but the storm is this big. So it could be big in the center. It could be big up toward the north. It could be big down to the south. We're not sure yet. So, I think the cone confuses a lot of people. But remember, it's still way far out. And that was just the one big point I wanted to make, was that heat dome and the way it's steering this storm. There's not a ton of shear. There is a little bit. But that's what's like so crazy about this time of year, this, being end of June, beginning of July. Things usually get sheared out. But this thing is over warm, moist air, not a ton of shear. It's already a monster. So I think that at least that's my opinion so far.
Yeah.
As we get into like midweek, then we'll kind of look at farther into it. But
yep, there's still a lot of knowns with this. Sean Moorhead checking in. Does the height of the eye wall thunderstorms affect the storm strength? I think generally, and Dina, you can tell me if you disagree here, but generally the higher the eye wall, like the thunderstorms in the eye wall are, the stronger the storm, right? So like category 1, it's probably still, yeah, go ahead, Dina.
It's mainly like, think about the hurricane. It's like a machine, and it goes like from the surface all the way up, and it needs to have room for winds that are escaping. It needs an inflow, it needs an outflow. So actually, do you have that image, like, can we go to that full screen?
This one
of Beryl? Yeah, go back to Beryl. So, okay, you see how, like, right as it's approaching, yeah, there we go. So you see how there's different, like, clouds moving different directions, because this thing is like a machine. It's taking air in, it's getting air out, and it needs that constant inflow and constant outflow to keep it going. So I'm not I want to just make sure that we're not just saying, oh, the higher the cloud tops. Yeah, they are high.
Yeah.
But it's more about like evacuation of air and having air move in at the same time. So this is why I think it's so cool to look at some of these like visible imagery, because you could see like over where the Windward Islands, you see clouds kind of going out one way. If I can do this, I can't do it here. You can see evacuation of winds at one level. You see winds coming in. That's really what it's moving. It needs that. And it's got warm water to work with. There's not a lot of land. It might slow down, like the forecast doesn't have it slowing down a little bit, because it does get some interaction with land, but not directly over the eye. But that's kind of the way I would. Hopefully, I'm not rambling. It's been a long day, but
no, you need
evacuation of winds. You need that inflow. You need that rising warm air from the ocean. So and you could see, like, even on some of it, how strong those outer rain bands are.
Yep. We had a question from Mr. T. Mr. T, what's up, Mr. T? We had a question about Jamaica. Yeah. The idea is Jamaica around Wednesday during the day, maybe in the morning. It's going to be around Jamaica, and right now the National Hurricane Center has it at right below major hurricane status. But the intensity, we struggle. The models struggle with intensity, and so just because the National Hurricane Center doesn't have it as a major hurricane, that doesn't mean it won't be, and that doesn't mean there won't be significant impacts. So all of Jamaica basically is under a hurricane watch right now, and that'll most likely be upgraded in the next day or two. And then at that particular moment, right, then Jamaica is probably going to get hit sometime today on Wednesday with this. So Jamaica is going to feel the effects of this thing for sure.
Hey, Brady, when you go up to the graphics, can you do the wind? Go up like on the, I can't see it from, go up to arrival time of winds. Okay, it's the second graphic, and do most likely. arrival time. So this is tropical storm force winds. So they're going to start feeling it in Jamaica like Wednesday morning. That's just for the tropical storm force. So they'll probably start feeling, you see how it says Wednesday, 8 a.m. So they're going to start feeling those tropical storm force winds, which are like, 39 miles per hour or higher. And they're going to kind of keep getting it through Wednesday night. So that's a good 12 hours, if not longer, of wind and rain.
Yeah.
So hopefully people are getting out of there.
Yep, that's very true. It's gonna be a long couple of days here that we need to keep watching this, and we will keep watching it. That's the most likely scenario though at this particular moment. We had a pretty devastating hurricane that rolled through the Leeward Islands and the Grenadines. Now Jamaica is up next. After that, Mexico. After that, possibly another Mexico landfall, possibly U.S. Everything is at play in this particular moment. So. Thanks, Dina, for giving us that hurricane outlook. I think that was this is going to be the first of many, guys, this season. So.
And I think I saw a question go by, but the eye itself, it's really not so much like if it's a smaller system, a bigger system, a small eye, a big eye. It's really like what it's got to work with is what I guess is how I want to word it. But I would say you also want to look at a very circular eye wall. If it starts wobbling, then it's weakening or weaker. But if you have that nice round eye, you got a good strong storm.
Yep. Yeah, they call that a pinhole eye, Sean. They call that a pinhole eye. So Sean Moorhead is he's got some good questions today. LB is right. He has some good questions. He's got some impressive weather knowledge here. So Sean, thanks for checking in now here. So okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit, and it looks like Vince is on a storm here. So I do want to get an update on the radar.
Yeah.
And
I'll let you guys take over on severe. I was just going to help out with the tropical because that's all I've done today.
Cool. Cool. Well, Dina, feel free to stick around, and your input is always loved here on the show. So guys, what do we got going on today? So we got a slight risk of some really strong storms. And this is a 2 out of 5 risk. The reason why we decided to go live today, guys, was really a combination of the Hurricane Beryl, plus there was a pretty decent tornado threat. And the parameters, guys, are there for there to be a couple of tornadoes today. You can see right there is your tornado outlook for today. So we got a 5%. Nebraska is going to be the big player, although South Dakota is not completely out of the question. But yeah, guys, we got some Dina emotes in the chat, guys. Spam those Dina emotes. Everyone is loving Dina in the chat.
So where's Vince exactly? Where is he?
So Vince, let's go ahead and check. Let's go ahead and check in on Vince. So Vince right now, I believe is, and we can actually, sometimes his icon's on here.
Oh, sweet.
But Vince is on this particular storm right in here. So Vince is on this storm. Vince is following that. That's probably the strongest storm at this particular moment. That's the wrong thing. That is a severe thunderstorm warned storm. And actually, let me go ahead and make Vince. I think I have a. Hold on. I have a format where he's big. Okay, there it is. So this is the view that Vince has right now. And you know what? Let me go ahead and check in with him and see how he's doing. Vince, how you doing, brother? Here, I'll put his audio on as well. Where is that?
I'll get a clear image when it's dumping rain on you.
You guys hear that, Tina? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
So Vince is on one of these storms, that severe thunderstorm warning storm, and he is living life. Look at that lowering right there, guys.
Yeah, it does.
Definite lowering here. Margie, thank you for becoming a new member here.
I
Thank
love
you,
Margie Butter.
Margie Butter is awesome. But this is where Vince is at this particular moment, and he's got a pretty good view of this storm. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this storm as it moves off. He's right now doing 50 miles an hour as sized hail, and it is, guys, it is moving into an area of really strong conditions here. So we'll keep checking in with Vince and go from there. Vince, did you just say StormCat5, brother? Or are you StormCat5 might be taken. What is that your favorite number? What's your favorite number? We'll sign you the StormCat from that. All right. All right. So let's go back to the radar here.
Yeah, I definitely said StormCat4, and I don't think that this is a Cat 5 yet.
All right. So
It's
that's
bleeding.
Vince, guys.
Barrel's bleeding into the severe.
Exactly. Barrel's bleeding into the severe for sure. Well, that's the origin, guys. That's the origin of StormCat5. It's supposed to be a Cat 4. It's supposed to be a Cat 5 hurricane. So that's the origin of that. But this is the view Vince has right now. It's a pretty good looking storm. And if we go back to radar here, this thing has got it's really starting to move into an area of, if we pull up GR Earth here and I see Dan was there. He's not there anymore. Look at the parameters, guys.
Wow.
Yesterday, when we were streaming, we were seeing yellows, we were seeing orange, we were seeing some blue. Today, this is purple. This is our tornado parameter, and this storm that Vince is on is moving into an area of some pretty significant tornado parameters. This is why I went live today, right? Because there is some really, really strong parameters in place. And this storm, if I put this in motion here, is moving right into that area.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to be in trouble if this takes a right turn, right, Dina? I mean, if this takes, not there. If this takes a right turn and starts kind of riding that boundary, we're going to be in trouble.
Just trying to look. I need to pull up some fronts or something. I haven't looked at the fronts in a while.
Yeah, that's a warm front right here. This what we're looking at right here. This whole thing is a warm front.
That's wide on the warm front. Yeah, I
pushing
figured it had to
north.
be there.
Yeah, and that's where you want to be if you're going to get any tornadoes. It's going to be right along that warm front, and that warm front is going to kind of be sliding to the north as well. Gosh, look at that view that Vince has got in the top corner of the screen. I tell you what, that thing is really trying to form a tornado. Just a beast of a storm right now. But wow.
Yeah, that sure is.
So let me go ahead and check back. I do want to also check with what are our other warnings that we have currently out for the U.S. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in South Dakota. We have and this is for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail. There's some strong winds in this thing for sure. There's a non-zero tornado threat up here. So not saying that any of these storms won't go tornadic, but most likely if we are going to see any tornadoes, it's going to be down here in Nebraska. So we'll keep watching these storms up here. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning in Wyoming. Wait, yeah, that's Wyoming. Whoops. That is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and possibly some hail here. But this storm doesn't look too impressive, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I'm looking over at the satellite imagery too. I mean, that area right along that warm front, like you could see, it's the Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska's pretty covered in cloud cover. They're getting some really good clouds there, but like Kansas, it's pretty cloud free, and it's 6:47 Eastern, 5:47 there. They're still getting heating of the day. Wow, look at those outflow boundaries.
Yeah, I know. That is crazy. How is there not like a mega storm spawn from that? That's the kind of stuff that you see that just spawns some like mega tornado. To be honest, look at the convergence of these outflow boundaries. This is insane. How is this not spawn like a mega storm?
Yeah. How is nothing popping up right there? Well, it kind of like popped up something right there. Yeah, you got it exactly.
That is
It
insane.
did pop something up right there. So
I mean, you have you have literally 4 outflow boundaries combining here. You've got one here.
yeah,
You've got one kind of wrapping around this way. You also have one coming up from the south, and then you have these storms that are kind of pushing this way. That is an insane, Dina, good catch. That is an insane little. And honestly, maybe what's keeping them is the fact that this from the south, this is also outflow that's being pushed out. So maybe it's because it's cold air on cold air, and there's not much rotation or not much unstable air if that's all just cold.
I mean, I'm just looking. You could see on this satellite image, and I just messaged it to you. Like you can see, the flow right up through Texas, through Oklahoma. Yeah, there it is. You got it.
Cool.
See it? If you put it in, like back out just a little bit and then put it in play. It's loading now, but you can see it. Watch this, like from Texas to Oklahoma when it starts looping. It takes a second, but you can see it feeding into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look how cool
all that area without cloud cover, that worries me as well, because that's heating up too. Like, yeah, you're getting this stuff to the north building, but I think this is building too. I think the hardest thing for anybody who's chasing though is, it does get darker later now at least, but
yeah, this I mean, once again, guys, this isn't a slam dunk of a day. That's why there's only a slight risk. But we've got, there's definitely a conditional threat, especially that supercell. That supercell that's going to ride along that boundary that we see in the top right corner of the screen with Vince. That is going to be probably our storm that we're going to watch over the next couple of hours, because it's right in a good parameter space. And it definitely has a little bit of a lowering right now, as you can see in the top corner of the screen. Not dropping anything clearly, but there's definitely the potential as this pushes along that boundary of to get something. We got people spending nuggies in the chat. I do need more nuggies, Raymond. Thank you very much. I
need some nuggies too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, guys, let's send Dina some nuggies. Dina, let's go ahead and get you some nuggies, okay?
I think people at work, like a couple on my shift, were like, "Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up." I'm like, "Can you wrap up a sandwich and send it to me, please?"
That's awesome. Let's ask Vince. Vince, do you got any nuggies? We got a couple people on our stream that want nuggies. Could you send some our way? Of course. As soon as I did that,
Tornado warning for northeastern Furnace County in south-central Nebraska, northwestern Harlan County in south-central Nebraska.
Hopefully you guys could hear that warning. So they just did, guys. They just issued a tornado warning. This is that storm that Vince is on, and they just issued a new tornado warning for it. And check this little appendage out, guys. Look, so there's your rotation right in there. Beaver City, right to the north of Beaver City. So this is our first tornado warning of the stream, and this is a dangerous storm. Just a unbelievable view that we have of this thing. I mean, just a crazy view that we got. I'm trying to find a view that actually makes Vince a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. That's probably, there's a lot on the screen now, but that's fine. So this is here's your rotation right here. Here, if there's something that's going to form, it would be right to the north of Beaver City, right? You've got red next to green. Everyone knows red next to green. That is mean, right? I tried to come up with.
You always got to have the acronyms to remember.
You always do. And check this out, guys. I mean, this is definitely a little bit of a dino structure here. So I just said dino. This is a little bit of a whale structure here. This is starting to really get going. If this hook can become a little bit more defined, we're going to be in trouble. So Oxford, you're right in the direct path of this warning. And so clearly not dropping a tornado just yet, but this thing definitely has the potential of becoming tornadic. The conditions are ripe. Everything is there for this storm to go. Wow, it is a whale. Granny, what do you need the link for? What are you trying to join? Oh, we got from Bruce, Ontario, Canada. Hello, Oreen. Thanks for checking in.
It's a spinning noodle.
It is. It is. Let's put this thing in motion here because I think you can tell. Oh, yeah. There's your rotation. This thing is clearly got winds streaming up from the south and is
Yeah.
I mean, the winds are feeding in this thing pretty good.
Right there is a perfect example of shear on radar. You could see it coming from south to north. You could see the storms moving across it. That's shear. When you have the shear, that's where you start to get the spin.
Yep. Yeah, so when we went live yesterday, guys, the winds were out of the south, were coming from this way. Today, they're coming almost due south. So you can see them streaming in here, and the storm motion, the upper level winds are coming from the north, or sorry, from the west. So there's your shear, there's your rotation. This storm is a dangerous storm here. I almost think, is this the hold on, look at this. This is actually fascinating. We found our warm front. Guys, where's the warm front? Tell me if you guys can figure out where the warm front is.
Yeah, you could see it. And when you put up that satellite image earlier, you could see it right on satellite too. So it looks very interesting.
Look, this is wow, this is fascinating. I don't know if I've ever seen an image like this before on radar, but see where the arrows are. Those are winds coming out of the southeast. More east though. The winds right, near Phillipsburg and Smith Center, they're coming out of the south, right? So your warm front is literally right in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can almost tell. Look, right there's your warm front right there. So that warm front is going to slide to the north. As it does that, this storm is probably going to ride right along that warm front. And if it does, that's going to be trouble. Because we just saw some CG on Vince's stream. I don't know if you saw that. Just had some major CG on Vince's stream here. Look at that view. That is a beast of a storm. I mean, that is an absolute beast. It doesn't get more beastly than that.
And I'm just looking at dew points. Like, dew points are in the 70s. I mean, Vince has got to be like, ugh.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's just airy air, definitely.
Yeah, that air is sticky. We got Dan. Dan, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Dan.
Guys, everyone say hi to Dan.
What's up? What's up?
Dan. How's life going for you today, Dan?
It's been exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's been the most exciting thing?
I love it. It's exciting.
Well, knowing that knowing that we're going to see Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Look
check
at the
storm
sun
right there, trying to highlight it for us.
It's just a beautiful storm. So this, guys, what we're looking at right now, this is a tornado warned storm. There's no, at least from what we can see, there's nothing that's on the ground. But it still is it's trying. You see it looks like a little bit of a funnel there. This thing is definitely trying to form a tornado. And let me just see if we can listen to the Vince real quick.
We've got inflow being sucked up here, and you can see this gap or this striation. The storm's rotating, and I think that's trying to form a funnel.
It could, yeah,
guys.
Guys, we definitely could be trying to form a funnel here. If we look in the center portion of the screen,
but there's a lot of
right
rotation in there.
Right in there is where the funnel's trying to form. And this isn't, I will say this is not like a prototypical wall cloud here, right? It's definitely a lowering. Oh, yeah, look at that rising motion.
Oh, you can see it there rotating.
Oh, my gosh. But I would not, look at the latest scan, too. We just went dark purple with the parameters on the tornado parameter. So I would not be surprised at all if this were to drop a tornado soon.
Did that just pop a new tornado warning? Is the pink on your map? It's not a PDS, is it? Or is it just new?
No, it's just a new warning. The red is severe thunderstorm warning.
Oh, I see.
Supercell, guys.
Yeah, this is a beast, man.
You got this striation. You can.
Oh, look at that!
Thing.
That is unbelievable.
So,
I just it's hard for me to take the
inflow here.
Take the view off the screen because it's just like totally gorgeous.
That's due to wind shear. And you can.
What we were just
How's
talking about.
the CG on this thing, brother?
The striations. See right here, you've got the stripe as the air is going.
So, guys, what we're looking at now, this is a radar indicated tornado warning. No tornado looks like it's on the ground with this thing, but this is a beast of a storm. It's moving into parameters that are significant. So I would not be surprised if this thing were to drop something here in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. for southern Gardensburg and northeastern Furnace County.
Wow.
At 5:53 p.m.
And that thing, it doesn't look like it, but the warning has it moving northeast at 50. Dang.
Yeah, I will say it is hauling butt here. I mean,
look at all this convergence.
Yeah, there is a ton of convergence here. You got winds that are feeding into this thing from here. You've got winds directly to the south that are feeding into this thing. It is kind of yet, to be honest, it hasn't really latched onto that warm front just yet. I think when this storm starts to take a right turn, that's when we're going to see if it is going to drop anything. That's what we're going to see it drop something. Because if it keeps kind of sliding to the north like it is, it won't have the rear flank downdraft needed to produce something. But as soon as we see it go from moving like that to start to move like this and start to turn, that's when we know we're going to be in trouble here. So,
man, I'm surprised Vince isn't seeing more yet, but give it time.
Oh,
He's still got more daylight.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the biggest the tornado threat was probably going to be maximized in the next from like now until probably 9 to 10 when these things are still being discrete. So, guys, I want to check in with the chat. Chat. First of all, thank you for joining. Was that a hook? Sierra asked if there's a hook. It tried. I feel like it definitely tried to form a hook there, but then that kind of got almost sucked up into the storm now. So it's losing its hook-like structure a little bit. I think the mezzo is just starting to get established here. So it's taking its sweet old time, but my goodness, what a storm!
Dang. There's a lot going on today.
Check out our cams we got too. We got some new railroad cams. Check it out, everybody. So
Carney.
We're a little limited by which cams we can get because there's not that many in available. But I think there was one in the whole state of Nebraska. But it's still cool because sometimes you can see the sky in the background. Yeah, we got some train guys. Let me know if we got any train buffs in the chat that love watching trains. If so, you came to the right stream because we got a train going through Laramie, Wyoming right now. Look at the background though. There's some storms in the background off in the distance, so it's pretty cool to look at. Now, Dan, we need to get a train sound effect that we can play.
Woo woo.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
We'll just do that. We'll just do that. So that's our tornado warning that we got going on. We have no other tornado warnings in the entire United States. Here's what I'm going to do too, Dina. Dina, you're going to like this when I turn this on.
All right.
I'm going to turn.
You mean the charm?
I'm going to turn on the hurricane hunters. Check this out.
Oh, good.
We're going to turn on some of the different paths that they flew. So this is actually, whoa, hold on. What is, oh my goodness. Wait, why were they, okay, hold on. They weren't sampling anything. Okay, that data is completely off.
Something's off.
Yeah, let's look here. Yeah, so check this out. So guys, what we're looking at now, we're going to come back to the storm in just a second, but this is the hurricane hunters that flew through Hurricane Beryl. Here's where they try to make their pass through the storm. The wind barbs that you see, the brighter or the more pink and white the barbs are, the stronger the wind, right? You can see
zoom in there. Let's see how much those are. I can't see it from here. Can you read them?
As I zoom in, it actually gets more it gets smaller.
I see.
So we had double triangles, Dina.
Yeah. All right. So that's over 100.
Yeah, it's over 100. Yeah.
The little triangle ones are 50. So if you get 2 of them, that's 100. The longer straight ones are 10, and the little short stubby ones are 5.
Yeah, it looks like here was the center earlier today that the hurricane hunters flew. But it's really cool to look at the hurricane hunters, because essentially they took off from Frederickstead. I don't even know what that's an island. Is that island actually? No, that's not called. Oh wait, that's St. Croix. Okay, so they took off from St. Croix, flew down to this thing. It's always fascinating to see. Let's see if we can see anything on. Okay, look, these are the outer bands of the hurricane. Fascinating to look at.
The only reason you guys don't see bands out here is just the radar doesn't reach. So that's when you got to switch.
They don't have radar for these.
They do. Some of the Barbados ones has them. It's just like you got to go to separate pages to do it, and it's
okay.
Okay.
But that's a cool little feature that I love looking at down there as we keep doing our dual hurricane and storm coverage here. Gosh, Laramie's got another train going through, everyone. Laramie has another train going through. Okay, so guys, this tornado warning is the only tornado warning in the country right now. It's moving through Oxford. It's really cool because we can see Vince here, so we know exactly where Vince is. Vince is chasing this thing, and he's got a beautiful view of this thing. I need to put this. There we go. He's just got just an unbelievable view. Gosh, Dina, this makes me want to go back out and chase right now.
I know. I wish we could do, I wish I had time to go out more often than once a year.
Yeah. Here's what we need to do. We need to get together. We need to get all of our money, and we need to buy lottery tickets until we win the Mega Millions.
I do try.
And then we're going to win.
Yeah.
And then we're all going to go storm chasing every week for the rest of our lives.
My family would be like, "Where the hell have you been?" I took all the lottery winnings and took off.
Exactly.
But
I guess that would be the family aspect would make it a little hard to leave. But we could go more than we only 1 week.
Although I'd get fat eating chicken nuggets, never getting out of the seat.
You're right about that. I would too.
I don't have 20-year-old metabolism anymore.
Oh yeah.
But man, Vince is on it. He's on the right storm.
Yeah, he is. Vince is definitely on the right storm. Just an unbelievable view of this particular storm that we're showing right here. And as you can see in the radar in the top left-hand corner, we still have a tornado warning on this thing. It also is severe thunderstorm warned. Clearly, though, this thing is not dropping a tornado just yet. So very, very likely could in the next hour or two, but not dropping anything now. It would shock me if this thing eventually doesn't drop one with the conditions that are present.
Yeah.
So
doesn't have to be a strong one, but it might be cycling through. We'll have to see.
Ooh, Sean Moorhead says lean to count cards. Can anyone count cards? Dina, can you count cards here? No? Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
Well, we could always learn. Right?
I think you got to be better. Like, as much as math as we had to take, I still couldn't do counting cards.
Yeah, I wish. Sean, you're going to have to teach us. Caitlin says, I should send you some pizza from Pizza Hut. Wow. Guys, look at that rising motion in the center of the screen right there. That's pretty impressive. That
looks pretty good.
Let's check back in for Vince and see what Vince is saying. Looks like he's just driving through the neighborhood now, but my goodness.
Oh, that's good. I saw that on the camera and I'm like, oh god, it's down. But no, that's just crap.
It's like Vince is trying to see if there's anything down, but I don't think there is at this particular moment.
Well, not the other day, a couple weeks ago.
There is, but my goodness, though, the clouds. Look at that. Hold on, that's what he saw. You see that little pendant?
Oh
right
wow,
there?
Look at that though.
That's what we thought. That could be a hurricane, but it clearly was not. But my goodness, a strong storm here that we're watching. We're going to keep watching this thing. This is definitely the storm. I think the storm of the day right now. The storms behind it could also be a problem as well. If they catch up to the warm front here, here's our warm front. If these storms catch up to that and catch up and get in that area of really good conditions, those could be a problem as well. But this is definitely our probably the most concerning storm at this particular moment. We also have some storms up in South Dakota. Once again, we got a lot of lightning with these. Maybe some hail with them as well. But they've actually let the they're going to let this severe thunderstorm warning expire. So not too concerned about those up there. North Dakota. We never got to North Dakota, did we, Dina? No, we did not.
No, we got to South Dakota.
Yeah. Because Dan, were you with us up there in South Dakota?
Yeah, I wasn't there like at the start, but I came in and met y'all.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at NWS chat too. They out of Hastings. They're saying that couplet has weakened a bit on the latest scan. Rotation has been tracking between Edison and Oxford. Oh, there we go.
It's right in there. Look at that, Dina. Dina, we're in sync today.
We are.
Should we play the Backstreet Boys? Dan, maybe we could get the Backstreet Boys queued up. I'm sure that wouldn't impact us on YouTube copyright at all, right?
Not at all.
We might get slapped. I don't know.
Well, Caitlin says she had a thunderstorm hit my house 2 nights ago that had some wicked CG. Caitlin, if you got any pictures of it, tag me on Twitter with it, and I'll show it on stream.
I could definitely see Brady doing a boy band.
No, guys, I wear these to shield myself from the if you can see in my screen, see that bright light?
Yeah.
Shield my eyes from that bright light that's shining in my face.
See, when you're cool, just say when you're cool, the light shines on you 24 hours a day.
See? There you go, Dina. Dina, I'm not as cool as you. Dan right now is going ghost right now. His lighting is gone. His power might have just gone out. Wow, Dan's
he's got his monitors on. But if Dan's power went out, I would assume he's got like backup power. That's just because I know Dan. He's always prepared.
Oh God, LB, we got to watch that. We can't get too far down that road here. Chelsea checking in as well. Chelsea Harris, that's my last name as well. Harris, that's a great last name, Chelsea. Thanks for checking in here. The old stream.
All right, Chelsea.
All right, so here's the rotation that Dina that you talked about, right? And this is still some serious rotation here.
Yeah.
It's broad. Go ahead, Dina.
No, I was just saying, like, you could see the rotation on Vince's webcam when he showed it to us. I mean, we're seeing it on radar. It just doesn't seem to want to drop anything in front of him. That's all. He's shy. It's shy. It knows it's being watched.
It's very shy. This is a very shy storm, but they just did extend this severe thunderstorm warning way out in front of this thing. I turned the severe thunderstorm warnings off today, guys, because I didn't want it to be annoying, because we're probably going to have a lot. Actually, I don't know if we're going to have as many as we had yesterday. Guys, we were streaming yesterday. We had 20 severe thunderstorm warnings.
Really? And you got an enhanced look tomorrow, so
yeah, the enhanced.
By the time you get tomorrow, it's only Monday.
And the enhanced is from mainly winds. There is a tornado threat, but I think it's going to be less discreet than today in terms of the storms that we get tomorrow. But this is oh my gosh, hold on. Our train cam's in Kearney. Oh my gosh, hold on.
It's Kearney.
Oh, or Kearney. Our train cam is in Kearney. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that train cam. I cannot believe that one of these this tornado warning is going, or this storm is going right for Kearney. That is awesome.
Man, I've seen hopefully nothing hits that train.
I agree. Vince, just to let you know, this storm is going towards Kearney, Nebraska. We got a train cam there. So if you cross a train track, let us know. We'll look for you on the train cam. Oh man. Wow. New tornado warning. They just extended it, I think.
Yeah.
Tornado warning for southwestern Phelps County in south central Nebraska,
wow.
northeastern Furnace County in south central Nebraska, northern Harlan County in south central Nebraska.
So this is a new tornado warning that we just got. This is for that same storm. So now this is basically an extension of that tornado warning that we already had. And look at that little appendage. See that little finger poking out here? This storm's kind of giving us the bird right now, huh, Dina? Huh, Dan?
Yeah, it says rotation has increased again on the storm in northeast Furnace County, so the tornado warning has been reissued. That's from NWS Hastings.
Guys, this is why Dina she's a baller. She's got access. She's got a direct line of communication to the National Weather Service. So there's a lot of insight that she brings, and she's killing it right now. Give a lot of love to Dina in the chat. Let's get those Dina emotes going.
Although I'm running out of battery. Like my battery level has gone down.
Oh, hey, that's okay.
I've been
Dina.
going since this morning.
We'll take you as long as we can on here, Dina. We got someone checking in saying Dina's a baller. Only in the
I'll take it.
7 says Dina is a baller. That is awesome.
I love Granny Kimmy too. I love that name.
Granny Kimmy's awesome.
Is Granny Kimmy really a granny? That's what I want to know.
I'm not sure, but I think Granny Kimmy is
Granny
is
Kimmy's pretty well up if she's watching and chatting and YouTube.
Yeah, I know. She's awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
Dina, you missed it when we were chasing. We had like 10 grannies in our chat.
Really?
It was awesome. The grannies love live weather. That's for sure. My grandma does too. I think she's also watching. Grandma, if you're watching, go ahead and check in the chat if you know how to do that. Check in the chat. We also got Drew Ferguson from Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, Drew, we're going to be tracking these storms. Right now, Lincoln is not in. You guys are probably an hour or two away from getting everything, but my goodness, this is a strong storm. And check that little appendage out. This storm's definitely kind of giving us the finger here, but the rotation is there. There's actually 2 areas of rotation here, and it's taking its time to get consolidated. But this thing is really trying. I tell you what. And this already beats our warnings from yesterday. We had we had like 1 tornado warning all of yesterday.
Oh, that was it.
But we had a ton of. It was really impactful. I mean, there was a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings. So it was pretty impactful. This is the latest view of the storm from Vince's perspective. So it looks like he's trying to get out in front of this thing, and this is a pretty strong storm. Definitely trying to drop. It doesn't look like there's anything on the ground. I don't know if you disagree, Dan.
I don't disagree.
You could never. All right, we got Dina back. Looks like Dina dropped for a second.
Trying to flip between chats, and I think I hit the.
Hey, no problem. That is not as bad as when we were chasing. I ended the stream accidentally.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Like there's just so much going on. Like I know, like Phil wanted us to stream from our car too, and I had it all set up, but it's like every time I were to take my phone out of the car, it loses Wi-Fi, and then I was like, screw it, I don't care. Like yours is still working. I don't care. I can't keep up.
Yeah. No, it was plus the internet. The internet's so tough. If you don't have what Phil has, it's incredibly tough.
Yeah.
But Chelsea,
what's on the ground?
I don't think it's on the ground. I think she was asking, is it on the ground?
Oh, okay.
It does not appear to be. We have a visual, right? We've got Vince on this thing, and I think his stream's kind of hitting a rough spot connectivity wise. That's probably why he didn't respond on the thing, because he probably can't even hear it. But it does not appear like this thing is on the ground. But it is really trying. If we look at our radar here, this thing is definitely trying to form something, and the rotation is starting to tighten up a little bit.
Circulation is now in northwest Harlan County. So I don't know which county's what here, but NWS chat is saying now in northwest Harlan County. So
yep.
There.
Yeah, there's our rotation here, and the warm front is incredibly apparent. Yeah, Jenny, this is a scary storm. Got Jenny Moonchild checking in. Thanks for checking in, Jenny. This is a dangerous storm here, and why I'm so concerned with this thing is because it is riding. You can see the warm front right here. Here's the warm front kind of sagging to the north. This storm is starting to kind of ride right along that warm front, and that's where the strongest tornado parameters are going to be. So the most likely scenario, or the most likely place for the tornado to form, is right along a warm front, because that's where the strongest conditions are. And so this storm is right where it needs to be. So if there was a storm in the entire United States that was going to produce a tornado, it would most likely be this one.
Wow, you're getting some a dark, that must be the hail core just to the north.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see? Yeah, right there.
Yep, there's the hail course. This thing is becoming, this thing already is a supercell. Now the interesting thing is, check this little, see this little green here? This could be an indication that the downdraft is starting to take over. And if that is the case, then this storm is probably going to take a right turn here pretty soon. Once it does, that's when I'm going to be most concerned about this thing. Because it'll latch right onto that warm front, and then it'll start kind of sliding to the east, and that's when it'll probably drop something, if it's going to drop something.
Because even the warning is talking about expect damage, hail damage to cars, wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So you might get something. Holdridge, Minden, man, it seems like we keep hitting these poor same cities all the time when these.
I know.
You know, like I remember a lot of these cities just because we've done them here.
Yeah, it's the same cities keep getting hit. This has been an unbelievably active severe weather season, and I don't know if you guys know, but I posted on my Twitter, but the Ohio officially broke their tornado record. Of course,
wow, did they really?
Yeah, I tried to get on this storm, or I wanted to see the 63rd tornado, because that would have been awesome. But this was like in Cleveland at like 11:02 a.m. in the morning, so couldn't have really predicted that. But officially, Ohio broke its all-time tornado record with 63 tornadoes. So that's pretty insane. We're only halfway through the year too, which is insane, because Ohio has 2 severe weather seasons. They get most of their tornadoes in the spring, but then they get a second burst of them actually in the fall. So we've already passed our record, and I would bet we're gonna probably shoot up into 70s, 80s, maybe more, which is pretty wild. So there you go, Dina. Your alma mater breaking records.
Yep. I'm from Cleveland, so I can make jokes. They'd be like, screw you. We ain't dealing with you. But Kearney's going to get hit. This thing is moving, I think, at 30 miles an hour. So they're not too much. They're going to start getting it soon if you're in Kearney.
Yeah, let's put on the. You can actually see it this is facing west. You can actually see it in the Kearney rail cam here. Looks like.
Oh yeah, there it is. You can see it
right
nice,
in there, right? That's the storm that Vince is on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool to see.
Get home, people. Hurry up.
Yep, I agree. These people need to get off the train tracks, and hopefully we don't see any trains going cruising down the freeway, though.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad you got that picture a little bigger, because I couldn't see it when it was small. Like you could see that right there.
Yeah, these cameras are hilarious, because like look at the Avada, Colorado, or Arvada, Colorado one. It's like they zoom in on the actual train itself, because these cameras are like for like train enthusiasts. So it's pretty hilarious. So we just gotta hope a train doesn't go by. Oh no, a train is going by right now. We just gotta hope.
Look at Vince's too. He's dark. He's in the dark. Look at him.
Yeah, these are some nasty storms for sure. So
Brady, your little whole thing here is so cool. You've got all kinds of stuff up.
It was just it was just trial and error, Dina. Trial and error, figuring out what works, what doesn't. Guys, let me know.
Normally it'd be with like the same things up like on different monitors, but I've got to move the pages and size the pages. You got it all set up nicely.
Yeah, well, it's nice that I use OBS. OBS is a good. It makes it a lot easier to like do this. You kind of set up layouts ahead of time. There's the train, guys. Look at that train. That train is going right into that supercell. What are we doing, guys? We need to. I guess you can't really turn a train around though, right? Like I'm actually curious what they do. Do they, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if anyone's like a train enthusiast in the chat. Do trains, do they stop for severe weather or they just drive right through it?
I'm curious too, like how much information do they have in the train? Like you would think nowadays they could have anything. Well, see, yeah, Vince looks nice and dark too.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of rain. I just put Vince's audio on for just a second.
Yeah, he sounds like he's getting hit with hail or it's just really loud with the rain, one or the other.
Yeah, I think if we go back to Vince Big, I think this is
Look at that moving ahead of. Look at that moving over him.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think this is just. I think he's trying to get out in front of this thing because it's really starting to gust out. It almost looks like, but yeah.
I wish I had him like just right on a map so I could see which way he's going.
I got you.
You know,
I got you. Speak of the devil, Dina, we do have that. We can check out Vince right. Vince is right here.
Is he going south? Hopefully,
he's. I think he's probably going north.
Oh, jeez.
So Vince is, and this is probably a little bit delayed. So Vince is moving through this area.
Atlanta.
Thanks, Chelsea. Chelsea loves the cat in the background. But yeah, my guess is Vince is going right up this highway to try to get out in front of this thing. Now look, here's
another outflow boundary. Is that out? I can't tell when.
This is from
was that the one that was coming up, or was that an outflow boundary? I need to see. Look at the outflow boundary.
Yeah, this is the actual storm, and this is why I'm actually a little concerned about this thing because I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching so many storms this spring doing outbreak, and I've noticed that whenever I start to see this storm kind of develop an outflow boundary right there, right? That's a really clear indication that the downdraft and the outflow is really starting to ramp up in this thing, right? When I see that, that's usually probably like 7 times out of 10 that's been a precursor to a tornado forming, because that just means this storm is really getting organized, it's getting strong, and you need 2 things from this storm to form a tornado. You need really strong inflow, right? We already have that. We know there is that. But you also need a really strong kind of a downdraft on the backside to wrap around. And that's exactly what's happening right here. This storm is getting oriented. It's getting oriented fast. And if it hooks onto this warm front, we're going to be in trouble. So Vince right now is trying to get out in front of this thing. And he is, he's going to have his work cut out for him because he's going to be driving.
He's making me nervous.
He's going to be driving in the rain.
He is like
probably about, let's check the velocity here. There's your couplet right there. That is literally going
Vince,
right.
Can you move your butt a little bit, please?
Yeah, I know.
I'm nervous.
I know. Yeah, he is moving. He is trying to get out in front of this thing as best he can here. But I mean, the motion on some of these clouds, guys, is fascinating. It is, and this storm is rapidly catching up to him here.
Yeah.
But
radar couplet on track to reach Holdridge area around 6:45 p.m. Holdridge. That's just from NWS.
Wow.
So
Vince,
that's about 20 minutes.
Vince, this you got to haul butt to get out of there, man. It's right behind you, the couplet. Wonder if he's got signal. He may not have signal. Wow. It's a crazy view.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing is, Dina and Dan, I'm curious. The question is, so far, this thing has really been struggling to develop a couplet. And you can see right in there, there's your little inflow notch. Here's this little appendage on the backside. So far, it's kind of struggled to form something that's lasted for very long. Now, if this can kind of connect a little bit more with this boundary, that would be what I'd be concerned about. And I realized I wasn't showing my screen. But if this can if this little hook right in here can connect with this boundary, then we're in trouble, right? Because then there's a clear, inflow and then outflow, and there's going to be where your tornado would form.
Yeah, that's why it's making me nervous. Like, come on, man, move it.
I know. He looks like he's stuck in a town right now too. But I think he's crossing a railroad track, but that's not in Kearney. Maybe that's our train that's about to move. That just moved through Kearney. So it's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Vince did just go over train tracks, guys. Oh, Chelsea's headed to bed. Good night, Chelsea. Thanks for joining.
Bye. Yeah, I gotta eat at some point and get up and get something to drink.
No problem, Dina.
So might let you guys have fun. Keep an eye on Vince here. He's making me nervous.
We will. We will eye on Vince. Let's just check in and see if he's getting pissed off yet or not. I don't think he tends to get mad at drivers if they're not driving as fast as he would like. But only in a 707 said someone served Dina a drink.
I would like a drink. I'm not driving anywhere.
You're not going to be driving through a storm like Vince is.
No.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Have fun.
Oh, we will, Dina. And if you want to come back, if anything gets crazy, feel free to rejoin for sure.
All right. Bye. Bye, Dan.
Bye. Good to see you.
Bye.
Oh, Dan, it's me and you, brother. Me and you. So,
me and you, and you and me.
Exactly. Guys, I just want to thank everyone for stopping by tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. We are, if you guys, it's your first time joining, we're the Stormfront Freaks. I think most of us probably have been on before. I think we just got most of our regular crew right now. I think probably some of our viewers are actually over checking Vince out. So if you are checking Vince out, guys, I encourage you to have both streams up at once. You can just do 2 tabs if you're on a computer, on a computer or on a phone. You could also do 2 tabs. If you still want to watch Vince, great, just mute ours, right? It's a great way to kind of watch us both and check in both angles. You'll see Vince for the action. You'll see me for the radar and for the prediction and the kind of the forecasting here. So guys, let's just do a quick rundown. Let's just check what we have. I think we still, let me just double check. Okay. Our severe thunderstorm warnings is not updating. I think we have a total of 7 severe thunderstorm warnings. We also have some tornado warnings up in Canada. Tell you what, Canada's been popping off, Dan. I don't know if you've been watching, but there have been a lot of tornado warnings up there in Canada. So, oh, there's Regina. I think this is where Greg used to live. I don't know if he lives here anymore, but I wonder if Greg is on this storm. I would be fascinated if he actually is chasing that. But it's Canada Day.
Huh. I was gonna say, Greg, if you're on that storm, type it in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. That would be hilarious if Greg was in the chat. There was twins on the ground in Canada, Carly? No way. Carly, was it south of Regina? Was that where the tornadoes were? Yeah, so guys, the interesting... This panel just randomly turned back on from Vince's stream. Looks like Vince is in the meat grinder right now. But Canada's severe weather season actually is like now. So the fascinating thing is the severe weather season in the U.S. is tornado season is generally from like March to May. It tends to wind down in June and then tends to really wind down in July. But Canada's severe weather season actually kind of starts ramping up in June and July because the jet stream that was causing, all the tornadoes down here in the U.S. actually moves way farther north in the summer And so that's why Canada's serial season, tornado season, actually starts to ramp up right around now. So that's why we've seen a lot of tornado warnings in Canada and some confirmed touchdowns as well, because those systems tend to, or Canada tends to produce at that particular time. So our South Dakota warnings, we no longer have any severe thunderstorm warnings in South Dakota. And really none in North Dakota. This line has weakened a little bit. Still some lightning, still some rain. Nothing that I'm too concerned about just yet. North Dakota, same deal. Some more storms, but no severe thunderstorm warnings at all. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning to the north of Casper, Wyoming. Looks like we got some hail with that thing. About to move through the Midwest. I'm talking about the city, not the region. But we do have a pretty strong storm that's pushing through Midwest. Non-zero tornado threat from these, but tornadoes is definitely not the main concern. I can't even tell because of the mountains where this storm is at. So interesting how they can put a weather statement on that when you can't see it from both sides. It's pretty hilarious. There's got to be another radar here that they have that I don't have access to, probably. But right now, our only tornado warning is this storm that Storm Chaser Vince Welty is on. And here, look, this is exactly what I was talking about. See how in this frame, see how the hook is starting to be a little bit more defined and also start to connect. It's starting to connect with this alpha boundary. That's starting to mature a little bit more. And the velocity is kind of kicking up more too. So we've got these winds wrapping around here, and then we've got these winds feeding in here. Still a really dangerous storm here. The Vince looks like he's finally starting to get out. Actually, sorry, he's not. He's still stuck in it. But oh wow. Wow. Yeah, Carl, I see some of those photos you tagged me in. It's pretty crazy, some of the damage. We got our Savior in here. Our Savior joined our stream yesterday. Thanks for joining again. He's in Rustic County the other day. We did have a touchdown of a small tornado. That is wild. Yeah, Carly, I saw the twin tornadoes that you showed. I won't show those on stream because I don't want to. That was posted by a Storm Chaser, so I don't want to just take their content. Dan, how are you doing? How was your day?
Not bad. How was yours?
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that was the storm surge in that was storm surge that was in Barbados today. So yeah, there's going to be some really strong storm surge from that. Dan, my day was great. Thank you for asking. I started off with a little bit of a migraine, but now we've kind of gotten a little bit better, and we're going to stream tonight and see how things go.
Yeah, and everyone in the chat, how was your day?
That's a great question, Dan. We love hearing from everyone in the chat.
We can share stories.
Exactly. Dan, I wonder, could you put your other screen? Can you put anything on that?
Here in the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most things you can, I think.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say you could. Sometimes I'll have out the radar on the top left. You could put like either the hurricane on there. You can just put anything else, maybe the dew points or something too. Or actually, honestly, the watch would actually be really anything. All right, let's check back in with Vince. See how Vince is doing here. Vince is going through a town right now, trying to get out in front of this thing. He's definitely in the grinder.
Another
tornado warning. It's an extension.
Tornado warning for southeastern Phelps County in south-central Nebraska.
Oh, there's a DQ.
Southwestern Kearney County
Vince,
in
stop at the
south-central
DQ.
Nebraska.
We just saw a DQ.
Northeastern Harlan County in south-central Nebraska.
Gosh, we're trying to get Vince to stop at the Dairy Queen. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
We want to just sit on the east side of Holdridge, guys. Looking at the radar loop, it's going to come right up the southeast side.
Hold on. Just had to reset my walkie-talkie here. So, looks like Vince is trying to get out in front of this thing. This is definitely our storm of the day right here, though, guys. So that tornado warning that we just heard is an extension of this tornado warning that has been our only tornado warning that we have right now. So you see, there's 2 tornado warnings. The new warning that we got is just an extension. It includes Holdridge, Funk, Sacramento, Axtell. You guys are all in the path of this dangerous storm here. And Vince is probably going to be blasting east here to try and get out in front of this thing because let's see how fast it's moving. It's moving northeast at about 35 miles an hour. So 35 miles an hour isn't the fastest. I think it actually has slowed down a little bit. That could be actually an indication that this thing is starting to maybe take a right turn. It still looks like its motion is this way, but actually, I don't know. Dan, check that out. Just in the last couple of frames, it's kind of turned, like it's starting to make a little bit of a turn here. Check that out. It's like riding right along, like right here. It's like starting to ride right along the county line. I'll just put an arrow there. Yeah, it's starting to build a little bit to the south here, and that could be trouble.
Yeah, I'm looking at storm relative velocity, and it looks like it's starting to tighten up.
Yeah,
and get a lot more organized.
Yeah, tell you what, Vince needs to haul ass to get out in front of this thing. Looks like he's stuck behind some slow people on the freeway here too. There goes another train in Kearney, just kind of like painfully unaware of what's coming. The good news is I think this is probably going to go to the south of Kearney. The actual storm will probably hit Kearney, but then if this thing takes a right turn like I think it is going to, the main area of rotation will probably go to the south of Kearney. Minden, I'd be starting to think about getting to safety here. Kennesaw as well. You guys in the direct path of this tornadic circulation. Oh, man. There's that warm front. We can see it. That is so cool that we can see that on radar just lift into the north. That is so cool. Guys, let me know where you are. If you want me to check the radar where you're at, I'd love to give you a forecast or kind of talk about the weather in different parts of the country. Love to interact with my chat. So as always, thanks for joining. You guys are the best. I know we have someone here from Lincoln. This storm is probably about probably an hour to hour and a half away from Lincoln. Our Savior says, I'm legally blind and I could see it starting to turn. So I agree with you. Thank you, legally blind. Or our Savior. I just called you legally blind. It's unbelievable. Oh, wow. Hold on. We might have a visual on this thing. Let me put Vince on the big screen here. Let's listen in. Oh, that's not working.
Can't have the camera in south, it'll get ruined.
Okay, so it
Is that funnel?
It does look like
Inflow tail?
I think what we have on screen, that's probably an inflow tail. Someone reported a tornado on the ground.
I'll point you over there if it touches down or something. There's like a spinning funnel.
There could be something on the ground of this thing right to the north of Reagan. That's where we're seeing the strongest rotation. But I mean, looking at the stream, I can't see anything that would be on the ground with this particular thing. But this is a really strong. I mean, this is a strengthening rotation here. That is, and the interesting thing is, check that rotation out right there. There's no, that's like a rain-free rotation. So it's a pretty good indication that there's something trying to form here. I would not be surprised if this is going to drop something here soon, because this has the look. I tell you what, this is really starting to have the look here of just like we talked about. When this hook connects with this outflow boundary, we're in trouble.
And I'm seeing kind of a wraparound signature on reflectivity just north of Reagan.
Yeah, exactly. I am too, Dan. And if the next couple of frames this looks like it's even more, we're going to have to... You know, Kalen, I don't think it's on the ground just yet. From the visual that we saw, because Vince is right on this, I think we probably would be able to see this thing if it was gonna touch the ground here. But because Vince is right, and let me actually pull it up. Vince is right here, and he is looking, that view that we had of that little noodle was directly to the south. Now the interesting thing, see that little curl right there? I think that's a little curl. There's a couple of green dots right there, right here. That's a little curl that's trying to develop. So if this in the next couple of scans increases in intensity a little bit and reflectivity, we could be in trouble here.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, and really I mean, someone said there's 3 separate rotations here. Yeah, I mean there's one here. There's the interesting thing is there's kind of one over top of Vince, and I think this is just really strong wind here, because let's see where the radar is. The radar is over here. So green means wind going towards the radar. So green is like, that's looks like outflow from the actual storm itself rather than rotation. Yeah, green. This to me says there's some really strong winds kind of being pushed out of this thing. Now the interesting thing is this line going to catch up to this before it produces anything? If it does, that could hinder things a little bit. But to be honest, oh yeah, and just look at the latest frame too. See it try to latch onto this and then just fail there. So it is trying to latch onto this boundary, but it just in the last frame here, look, it got a little disconnected here. That's why this isn't producing, because it can't latch onto that. It can't latch onto that boundary here. And it's starting to become less defined. So interesting. The crazy thing is you could have all the parameters in the world, and just look at the last couple of frames here. The parameters are starting to shift a little bit to the east. You know, the best parameters are actually over here. So this storm is it's not moving fast enough. It needs to move a little bit faster to catch up with these parameters to be able to produce something. So that is interesting. I love looking at this. This is data provided by Allison House. I love looking at this data because looking at this you almost can tell by looking at it what's happening, right? This is why we're not producing a tornado right now, because the storm itself isn't moving fast enough to catch up with the parameters here. So there's a little weather weenie tip of the day or not tip of the day, but little weather weenie thing of the day right there. That's pretty cool. All right, Dan, I'm going to take a quick 10-second bio break. I know everyone is probably dying for one of your famous jokes. So I'm going to just take a quick bio break, and everyone, Dan's going to give you some Dan's going to give you a great joke here while I'm gone, and I'll put the Kearney train cam back on so you guys can see any camps. Go ahead, Dan. Tell them your best joke.
Okay, so I will tell a joke, and you can tell me how bad it is. How do hurricanes see? Okay, so I guess Vince, sirens are going off where he went through. Sue is reporting. Looks like just south of Funk. Get some a little bit of gate-to-gate rotation. It's like east of Holdridge. Yes, it is with an I. That is correct. Hey everyone, show Brady some love in the chat. Throw out some Brady emojis. Caitlin and Carly are doing the Brady emojis. Granny Kimmy, we'll have to get you hooked up with the link to join. Let me see if I can't do that over here.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to get some. I got some rice cakes. So, was Granny trying to become a member?
I believe so.
So, Granny, I think you have to. I've had trouble actually becoming a member from my phone. I've had to log onto a computer to do it. So that would be what I would recommend, is to log on, because essentially if you're on your computer or if you're on your phone, what should happen is when you go to the YouTube page, or if you're just watching the there should be see this little join button next to the stream. It should say subscribe or join. If you don't see that from your phone, that means that you got to go onto your computer to actually do it. It's something really stupid that YouTube does, but that's how you got to join. And then when you do it on your computer, you just click join, and then it's pretty simple from there. So. Dan, how was the joke?
Oh, went splendidly.
What was it?
See, you're doing the quality check to make sure I told it.
Exactly. See, guys, I keep Dan honest here. Keeping Dan honest with his jokes.
So, and I told him that it was going to be bad. But how does a hurricane see?
How does a hurricane see?
Yeah.
Huh. Tell me. I don't know.
With an eye.
Oh my. Yes. Guys, that is content right there. That is peak content. Only in the 707 got it as well. It sees with the eye. That is so true. You were only the 707. You're on it today.
Scott got it as well.
No. Yes. Okay. Scott's on it as well. Sue talks about the gas station episodes. Yeah, Sue. Thank you. I tried to capture the vibe of the show, or the vibe of the trip. I tried to capture the vibe of the trip, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great trip. And I tried to capture that essence, if you will, through the videos. So a lot of fun with a lot of amazing people. But look at this, guys. Dan, look at this. Look at this shelf cloud right here. This is an unbelievable view that Vince has got. He's finally out in front of this storm, and my goodness, this view is kind of unbelievable. Let me check in with Vince and talk with him and see what he's got cooking. So far, I don't think the radios work, but this is insane. Vince, looks like you're finally out in front of this storm, brother. Just an unbelievable view of what you got.
I know, man. I'm gonna get one of those Sinclair dinosaurs, and I'll start taking pictures of the storms for you.
Of course, please do. And although my chat's a little mad at you because it looks like you passed up a Dairy Queen as you're going through downtown. Like, you got to stop at the Dairy Queen. Come on now, it's blizzard time. Okay. Fantastic. All right, talking to the storm now. All right, guys, we need to channel our storm energy here and get this thing not to produce a tornado while he's going through the drive-through. So, guys, this is our storm right here. This is our only tornado warning right now, and I'm gonna be honest, it's lost a little bit of the structure on it is still amazing, but it has lost its rotation big time. What we just looked at, that big shelf that we just saw, is this feature right here. That's a shelf cloud, and that's this strong. Oops. This is a strong outflow. This is a strong downdraft from this storm. Is green, and that's causing a shelf cloud to form right here. So Vince is driving along this highway, and that's exactly what we saw, was that big shelf cloud. And I actually think we're going to get a view of it right now too on his stream. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's a shelf cloud right there. That is not a wall cloud, guys. That is a clear shelf cloud that is trying to produce something, but it's lost a lot of its rotation, to be honest, in the last couple frames. Oh, my stream's about 1 minute. Yeah. Or yes, excuse me. By the time it gets to you guys, it's a little bit delayed from his stream. So, but that is a pretty ridiculous view, guys, of this wild shelf cloud. Caitlin asked, what do you call a fake noodle? Great question, Caitlin. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I could know, but I really don't know. Where is Ruler as of right now forecasted for Wednesday? To be honest, it's mainly for eastern Nebraska. An impasta? Caitlin, that's the best. Guys, a fake noodle is an impasta. That's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible. All right, let's bring Dan back in. And there we go, Dan. Dan is back. Dan, welcome back. So,
thank you. Will be allowed to expire.
Volume back on. I'll turn that off for a sec. So, guys, I would not be surprised if they let this tornado warning drop, because this storm has just become completely outflow dominant right now. So this blue right here, this is a big gust front that has some pretty ridiculous. Or I mean, this could be a new area of rotation too, guys. This could be a new area of rotation that's developing, and oh my gosh, hold on. Pretty ridiculous motion on this thing. I'm just looking on Vince's stream. I've got it on a separate screen. Let me put it on full here. Looks like we're a little bit behind it too. This is still a dangerous storm though, that's trying to produce a tornado. Has not produced anything just yet, but wow, check that out. See that rapid rising motion, Dan? Oh my goodness. This is trying to form a tornado right now as we speak. Wow. This is that's pretty crazy. Here, I'll move Vince's name out so you guys can see that it's Vince. So now the new tornado warning that was just issued, I would probably bet this is an extension.
Tornado warning for Kearney County in south central Nebraska, south central Buffalo County in south central Nebraska.
It is. This new tornado warning is actually an extension of the tornado warning that we have right here. And the interesting thing is, this is kind of crazy because this is totally not where you'd expect the rotation to be. Hold on, let me go ahead and go back to the radar here. The area of rotation that is basically moving right over top of this highway 634 that we just saw on the screen is really interesting, because if we look on the reflectivity, the hook is down here, right? The hook is like way far away from that area of rotation. The area of rotation right now, I think, is like just along like near Axtell. So that is really interesting to me. Why? And we saw that rapid rising motion right there as well. That looked like a funnel that was trying to develop there near Axtell. Wow. Wow. So we're going to have to watch that, but that was an extension of the tornado warning that we just had. It's pushing. This one does not include Kearney. So unfortunately, our train cam, you can see it starting to get dark there. But this storm, the rotation on this storm is going to go well to the south of Kearney. Kearney's still going to get impacted by a pretty good solid storm here, but the rotation is going to go well to the south. I think Minden and just to the south is going to be the direct area that I'm worried about. But I mean, Dan, this is really weird, right? I mean, we've got a definite area of rotation here in Axtell. That was that rapid rising motion that we saw, but the actual hook is like down. The actual hook on this thing is like down here.
Yeah, I think the cell is cycling.
It's got to be cycling here, but I'd be interested to see if there was because right now, if I had to put the best probable spot for a tornado, it'd be here in Axtell. Looking at the velocity, I would think, oh yeah, there's no way that's, I wouldn't expect to see a hook on, radar down here, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this last frame looks like it's loosened up a little bit.
Yeah, this thing is really struggling, and I think it's because let's try and find the warm front here. Warm front's still kind of down here. Looks like. So I would actually be interested to see on the south side if any of these storms. The problem is the outflow is going to kill these things. Right, this outflow boundary is pushing way too far out in front of these things. It's going to make these storms It's going to make these storms have a hard time kind of form anything. But this is still our biggest game in town here, guys. Is this storm right here? That's our only tornado warning currently. That's the storm that Vince is on. That's a storm that we're tracking. Else than that, there's 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in the entire United States. We still have that one in Wyoming. We're still watching that. We still have, where are the rest of our? So this one in Kearney is severe thunderstorm warning. So that's 2, and then we have a couple of we have 1 severe thunderstorm warning down in Arizona, and we're starting to get into monsoon season down there. So that's why you're gonna have a bunch of these storms in and around the area. And then our other severe thunderstorm warning is, where is that? I don't know.
I'm seeing one in New Mexico.
New Mexico. Tell me it's near Clovis. It's not. Ooh, that's a solid little storm there. Check that out. That just like exploded out of nowhere. It's always fun watching these storms come up, because monsoon season, you got moisture kind of flowing in off the Pacific, and it's pretty fascinating because a lot of storm chasers will actually go down here once storm season ends to get some more storms. If you time it right, guys, you can be all over the entire globe catching storms at every point or every time of the year if you really want to, which is pretty awesome. If I won the lottery, I would definitely do that.
As you should.
Hey, Dan, would you come with me?
Absolutely. With the dinos?
Oh, yeah. We got a train going through Laramie. Oh, yeah, the dinos would be there.
And the constant hunt for nuggies?
Exactly. All right, so it looks like we got Vamp Girl checking into the chat. Vamp Girl, welcome. Vamp Girl 2006. That's a pretty fun name. Drew's checking in. Yeah, I think Drew, it's this was definitely a conditional threat today, and what I'm looking at right now too is the the conditions. Remember the purple, what I'm showing on screen right now. Oh, whoa. Why is that happening? Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, graphics problem. Vince is in the grinder right now. Let's check in with his audio here. Oh. Why is it not? And he's once again, they've got a pretty good west-east option, which is nice. But this thing is trying to get going again. And there still is this outflow right here that's dominating. There's probably a really cool shelf cloud with that. Ooh, my train cams went offline. I gotta click those. But here's your new area of rotation developing. That's where your hook is. So just to the south of Atwell, that's where your storms would, or that's where your tornado is trying to form, is down right in there. See, there's that hook. It's been really trying, just like in the past, all these frames. It's been trying to form, and it keeps kind of wobbling. Like it'll go north, and then it'll start to take a right turn. In the last couple of frames, it's starting to take a little bit of a right turn here. And so, like we said, once it takes that right turn, if it can hook onto that inflow, that's when we're going to be in trouble. So.
On radar are not that impressive, but we'll stick with this thing for a while.
Ooh, looks like we got Vince said he's going to stick with the storm for a while. That's smart. I mean, this is probably the best storm in town right now. It's definitely starting to line out. We got a line of storms up here, and then this is big line to the south. But this is what you call an embedded supercell, guys. So pretty interesting storm here. And looks like we did get a new oh, good night, Margie. Margie, thanks for becoming a member. You're the best. Have a wonderful night, Margie. Is there a gas station storm chasing part 4? You know, I will say that was actually our last chase day. That YouTube episode was actually our last chase day. So I could go back and find old, although our first chase day, we didn't have any of the dinos. So we had a lot of great moments from that, Dan, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
It was. That it was.
It looks like this thing's trying to remain a discrete supercell, just not a.
Yeah, I agree with Vince there. It does look like this thing is this thing is trying to become. I mean, it still is a supercell here, but this thing is really trying to stay discrete. It's definitely whale, definitely a whale alert here, guys. But I'm not too impressed with this thing at this particular moment. It's been trying for hours now, and it just has not gotten. It has not been able to drop anything. It's been warned for hours now, but I don't know. Huh. I'm gonna try and reset my train cams here. Still a whale though. Check it out. Still a whale. We got a whale alert, everyone. Whale alert. Is there a way to enlarge emoji so I can see it better? That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this cam right now. Cams are having some problems. Yeah, it's got to be on a phone, LB. That's my guess. But I mean, still, this thing is trying. It is really trying, but it's just struggling. It is just struggling a lot. All right, we'll come back to our train cams a little bit later. Tell you what, though, that is a beast of a storm right there. But clearly, guys, look, there's no tornado with this. We would see it. We don't see anything. Not even really. I mean, Dan, I don't know. Do you see a defined wall cloud with that? I don't even see.
In the
I don't even see a
stream?
wall cloud. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that lowering looks. Wouldn't that lowering kind of be a potential wall cloud?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. It's hard. I mean, you got a big giant shelf cloud, and that thing is probably beautiful.
Yeah.
The question is, it just can't get going. I mean, look at even on looking at the velocity here, it's just not. Oh my gosh! Hold on, I gotta take that big again. Look at that. I mean, oh my goodness, that is an absolute beast of a storm here. That it's just wow, unbelievable. Huge shout out to Vince for letting us use his feet. This is so much more rewarding when I can see actually what the storm is, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful storm. That is a massive, massive shelf cloud. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if there's a wall cloud or not. It'd be easier, I think, if you had a big picture of the storm.
Yeah, I agree. Tell you what, that sure looks like where we stopped to get lunch that one day, Dan. No, we weren't that far east. Remember that grain bin that we were in? Is that it? No way, right?
We were in Colorado, weren't we?
Yes, you're totally right.
I think we were north of Ray.
You're totally right. Yeah, we were. That looked a lot like they. You know what? You're right. Only in the 7 and 7. They all look alike. They all look alike for sure. Okay, well, we're gonna keep watching this as we go off to the as the storm kind of pushes off. But right now, guys, here's what it's looking like on radar. This is really cool. I love looking at radar and then looking at the actual image. There's our shelf cloud right there. So that big Martian looking thing that we saw, that's the shelf cloud, right? Because you've got really strong winds that are pushing from the surface here. And then you've got, your winds out in front are kind of going over top. And that creates that shelf cloud that you see that almost looks like a shelf, right? And so that's what creates that cloud. Now the question is, we need if there's going to be a tornado develop, we need it down here, right near kind of Keene. That's where we're looking for potential rotation here. It's starting to have that look to it. With that hook right in there, that's where we would have a tornado that would form. But it's just struggling, man. It is really struggling to kind of latch. You can tell, right? It needs to, if it can latch onto this boundary here, right? This kind of green thing that's coming out here. But you can see it like almost takes it like reaches out. It takes its hand out to try and reach onto the boundary, and then it gets shy and goes, oh, I don't want to do that. And then it does the same thing. It tries to reach on the boundary, and then it says, oh, it's like keeps getting slapped by something. So if it can latch onto that boundary, it's going to take a hard right turn and produce a tornado. If it doesn't, which it's really struggling to do, and it keeps getting slapped back, it's not, right? So that's the interesting thing. That this thing is just really trying, but it can't get going here. It's I don't know, Dan, if it's surprising to you. It's surprising to me, to be quite honest, that I can't do that.
Yeah, I thought that it was gonna ramp up a little bit more.
So did I, but that's all right. We don't want tornadoes to like hit areas, but it's cool now that we've got a stream to look at to be able to see if something's going to drop or not. But anyway, let's check in with our and I think there was a new advisory on the hurricane, so we are going to bounce back and forth, guys, between hurricane, this storm. We got Vince's feed up in the top right hand corner, so if something does drop, we're going to know pretty quick. But I just want to check back in with our train camera real quick and check that out. Where is that at? Kearney. Okay, so this is Kearney right now. It looks like just some rain in Kearney. Some pretty heavy rain, but honestly, this doesn't. So this, guys, this is like just Kearney is like in the northern part of this supercell. It's not in the hail core per se. There's some lightning on there, but it is in.
The train forward minutes at this time from the Hillers area. We're looking at it from here.
Sometimes the his audio just cuts in. That's weird. But I wonder if Kearney's actually going to get some hail. Yeah, Beryl is out of control. You're right about that. Carly, did Beryl go in the latest advisory? Beryl's not a Cat 5, is she? I don't know why I'm like calling her a she too. Is Beryl a girl's name? I don't know, Dan. Do we know, is Beryl a girl's name?
I don't know. That's a great question for the chat, though.
Ooh, it's a great question for the chat. Chat, what do you guys think? Is Beryl a girl's name? All right, so it looks like they just put out a new advisory. And, ooh, wow. So, guys, this is the newest advisory for Beryl. Beryl is a girl's name. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get better, I promise. So 155 miles an hour. So this thing has strengthened. Pressure of 938 millibars. That is oh my goodness, that is an absolute buzz saw. An absolute buzz saw of a storm here in wow. I'm almost lost for words here. If this thing becomes a Cat 5 this early in the season, that is wild. That is wild. Dina Serena, it's Beryl rhymes with Merrill. LB's still spamming Dina and Serena emotes. LB, Dina and Serena aren't here. Okay, LB, let's get on our emoji gang. Okay, like I could see a Nuggets emote. I could see you spam a Dan emote. I could see you spam a StormCat emote. Let's make sure we get our emotes straight here. All right. Or are you trying to say to get Dina back? Because Dina was awesome today. She killed it.
Dina is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, she is. You're right about that. So here's the latest satellite imagery. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at that buzzsaw. I would let me see if I can go to a different. I mean, oh my gosh, guys. You talk about. Here's why we call it a buzzsaw. Because what does it look like, guys? What does this look like to you guys? A buzzsaw, right? It's wow. It's an absolute. It is an absolute buzzsaw that's just cranking, and honestly shows. If anything, it's strengthening. I mean, it's just in the last couple of frames, it's actually strengthened. And it's at 155 miles an hour, just shy of a Cat 5, literally 2 miles an hour shy of a Cat 5. I would not be surprised if this did go become a Cat 5 in the next advisory. Granny, it's okay. Granny, it is all right that you can't be a member from your phone. We're going to get you. You're going to get home and you'll become a member, and then you're going to be able to do all the emojis in the entire world. Vamp Girl asks, do we chase hurricanes? So that's a great question. We are going to be doing this show for hurricanes. So we are definitely going to do this show. We still have to figure out the format of it, and we will. I think if Vince chases hurricanes, then we will have feed from there. I think he does. So we should have at least one camera feed. We're also kind of working with some other people to get more camera feeds up for hurricanes. So we are going to do this. And if a hurricane's going to Southwest Florida, I am going to chase it for sure. So if a hurricane goes towards Southwest Florida, I will chase it and you'll see me down there. But anywhere else in the world, probably not. So this is Beryl right now, guys. The only real difference between now and when we showed you at the beginning of the show is it's a stronger storm. It is 155 mile an hour and the pressure has decreased, which is just crazy. And it looks like they did issue hurricane warnings too for Jamaica. So Jamaica now is officially under a hurricane warning, which is as expected. Let's just see if the cone has changed at all. No, the cone is not changed at all. The only change here is the fact that there's now a hurricane warning for Jamaica, and they've still kept the strength, I think, as a hurricane as it approaches there. Oh my, Jamaican me nervous. Oh gosh, this chat is the best. You guys have the best puns. You guys are the best community out there. So, all right, let's check back in with our storm now. Let's check it out. So we still have a tornado warning. Man. This does not. It's just kind of. It's trying, man. It really is trying, but it's just. I'm telling you, it cannot. For whatever reason, it's just not latching onto that boundary. Every time it gets a little bit of a hook, the hook just kind of goes away. It's still got an appendage here, but you know this is like straight out that way. It's got to curve around if we're gonna get a tornado. Storm's definitely still got some strong winds with it, though, for sure. Oh, Vince does chase hurricanes? Fantastic.
Maybe not. No, sure.
Looks like Vince is still chasing this thing. Oh, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna tell Vince that pun. Vince, you want to hear a pun?
Do I have a choice?
Nope.
Send it.
This storm is making me nervous.
I have never laughed harder in my life.
Wow, guys, we can never let Vince know that was not my joke. Only in the 707, I will reimburse you for that joke. Oh, you've officially given me. Okay, you've given me proof. We're good now. Oh, wow. Yeah. So this, I tell you what, this thing's kind of lining out now. But look, hold on. I mean, it is like it. It is really trying. It's like it's now got a hook again, and the hook's starting to try and bend again. But it's, maybe today isn't going to happen. Who knows? Saul Goodman, you can have that one for free. Oh no. That's a good one too. And I love that show. That show is actually awesome. Let's see if our check out the Kearney cam now. Train going in as we hold on, let me put that on the big screen here. Got the Kearney cam. Train going in as we got some really strong rain coming down. So that's the Kearney cam. Is that hail? Can you tell? Dan, maybe you can check the radar there. Just see if there's any hail there with that storm. Timothy Young Bear, welcome to the stream, Timothy. Welcome to the stream, Timothy. Thank you for joining. No worries, Granny. No worries at all. Granny, don't worry about it. It's okay. It really is okay. YouTube is stupid from the phone. You got to get on a computer to do it, unfortunately. The interesting thing about this storm, guys, is look at that. See, so this is the storm that's currently tornado warned. It's just like, it just doesn't look how ragged that looks, right? So that structure, that ragged structure, just means this thing is going to have it needs to get its act together, right? It really needs to get its act together if it's going to produce anything. And it has not gotten its act together so far. And look at that. They just dropped the tornado warning on it. That does not surprise me at all that they dropped the tornado warning on this. Because
there's some small. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, just you were talking about hail. There's some hail less than an inch west-northwest of Kearney.
Oh, okay. It's west-northwest of Kearney. Okay. So maybe that cam was getting impacted there. Timothy's from Iowa. Timothy, thank you for joining. Oh, Timothy says hi to LB. Love that. So Iowa, actually, your event's going to be tomorrow. There could be some more strong storms tomorrow. We have enhanced risk of some strong storms. Oh, I called it, Granny. No, Granny, don't be a sad Granny. No, we want you to be happy. Be happy, Granny. I'm just happy you joined. Okay, you don't got to be a member to make me happy at all. I'm just happy that you joined, Granny. Okay. Fuzzy, welcome, Fuzzy. Fuzzy just joined. Yeah. It's 155 miles an hour. We just did a quick summary on that. It's almost a Cat 5 here. We're also following Storm Chaser Vince Welty here, who is, guys, definitely do what Granny does. Make sure you thumbs up the stream. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. That helps me out tremendously. That helps Dan out tremendously. That helps our dinos behind me out tremendously. We got Vince and CG Chicken Nuggies, the dino. Let's get some dinos in the chat here. But we are following this severe warned storm in Nebraska. This storm had been tornado warned for probably about the last hour and a half, but now is not. And so we don't actually have any more tornado warnings right now. I think my tornado warning script stopped. So let's start running that again. But we don't have any more tornado warnings in the entire United States. But still, I mean, this is still in an area of some pretty good parameters. So I'm not like something could happen here. Nothing's happened yet, but it could. It definitely could. Oh, Nick's checking in. Vince brought me here in a way. In before you're bigger than Brian Ball. Does anyone know who Brian Ball is? I need some help with with Brian Ball here. We got Mandy. Mandy found some dino emotes in the chat, guys. Let's spam some dino emotes here. We got Sierra as well checking in. Check this out, guys. Check out what we got, guys. Here's what you're gonna get on this stream. You're gonna get not only are you gonna get radar, you're gonna get Dan. Dan is some of the jokes that Dan has told tonight are legendary. Dan's jokes, if you don't, they don't always occur, but when sometimes during the stream, I'll be like, all right, I'll be right back. And then Dan tells a joke and it's worth the wait. You're going to want to stick around for the jokes. Guys, we also got train camps. Hopefully those are showing weather. Sometimes like the Arvada, Colorado train cam, that's just showing a train. So I can't help that. That was the only camera close enough to these storms that I could find. But we need to get, we need to tell the operators of these cameras to like, hey, maybe pan up a little bit. Like I know looking at the front of that train is really interesting, but like, come on now. And now it's just showing grass. So I love it. But got a lot on the stream. Kearney, Nebraska just got hit by that supercell that was tornado warned, is now not. You can see here they dropped the warning from this storm. So it's severe thunderstorm warned. It is no longer tornado warned here. It's still got a little bit of an appendage here near Minden, but there's really no rotation. The rotation is basically gone. It's almost certainly gone. But yeah. So Timothy asked how I can subscribe. So Timothy, if you're on your phone, if you're on anything else, you should see I'll pull up YouTube right now. But you should
it's everything
signed into the wrong account. Let me sign into mine. But you see that little subscribe button right here? This subscribed. If you hit that, you'll subscribe to the channel. So it's that easy. You just got to click on that, get out of full screen and click on that subscribe button. You can also click on the join button. Dan, I feel like I should join. Should I become a member live for everyone?
Maybe, and I may as well. But I think I may have found a hack for Granny.
Really?
Yeah. So
check it out.
If Granny can get into her browser on her phone and go to the Stormfront Freaks page on YouTube, and she might be able to get the button there, or at the very end of @Stormfront Freaks up in the address bar, type a / and then join, and it'll bring up the join window.
/join. Hold on, let's see. /join. Whoa, it does. Okay, hold on. I'm pasting that link in the chat for Granny. Granny, this could be a pretty good game changer here. Dan might have found a hack. If you click on that link, and Granny, I promise it's not spam. I promise I'm not gonna. There's gonna be no viruses or anything that get downloaded. But you'll see that. Ooh, why did I stop? Wait, hold on? Why did I stop? Why was I not a member? So if I hit this renew membership here, oh gosh, is this going to show my credit? Oh, it showed my credit card. Oh no! No one take a screenshot of that. Crap. I might have to cancel my credit card now. Please, no one steal it. Uh-oh. All right, let's just continue the show.
Pay no attention to
the credit card that just flashed on the screen. See, this is why you watch us, guys, because stuff just happens. Stuff just happens. Here, I gotta tell Vince. Vince, you gotta tell your followers. Some of your followers just came over. I just accidentally flashed my credit card on the screen. Tell none of them to take it, please. Oh gosh.
What was that?
I said I accidentally just flashed my credit card on my stream, and some of your followers saw it. Please beg them not to take my credit card.
Can I buy a new car with it? Because I'll totally split it with you.
Split it with me. It's my credit card. You're telling them to buy a new car? What?
No, I'll buy it. We'll paint a dinosaur on the side of it.
What? That's awesome. Oh man.
I'll get some dinosaur stickers just for you. We'll all have them, and then we'll put one on the back of Phil's Subaru because I think he should have one.
I think we're gonna have to, Vince. If you come to Ohio I think there's on Wednesday. We can let's go sneak down in Cincinnati, and we'll find Phil's car and just put a bunch of stickers on it.
Yes. I need to hide a camera too to get his reaction.
Oh, leave that to me, my friend. Leave that to me. It's fantastic. Oh, Granny's gonna go join. Wow. So guys, just whatever you do, please do not use my credit card for anything. If you are going to use it, just tell me. Just at least ask me first. Oh, okay. Looks like Vince has got wow, check that out. Look at that shelf cloud. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Dan. I'm just moving you for just a sec while I show this full screen. Oh my goodness. That is classic shelf cloud here, guys. So, guys, I'd love to hear in the chat. Do you guys know what the difference between a shelf cloud and a wall cloud is? And no cheating, Dan. You can't help.
Is this a joke with a punchline?
No, what? No, there's no joke. I'm actually wondering, do we know what the difference between a wall cloud and a shelf cloud is? I think.
A wall cloud touches the ceiling cloud.
Unbelievable. Guys, look at this. So guys, I'm going to give a quick explanation for this. So this is a classic shelf cloud. We've got air that's rushing out from the storm, right? This way. I guess it's hard to kind of draw a 3D arrow. But what's happening then is you've got kind of air in front of it that's then flowing over top, right? So all of this air right here is flowing over, like the air in front of it is getting pushed up by the cold outflow. And all that air is kind of riding over top of this. And that's why it almost looks like a slide, right? So you have this air that's riding up, this warm, moist air that's riding over top of this cold air. And as it's kind of going over top, it's forming a cloud, right? It's condensing, it's cooling, it's forming a cloud, and that is what actually forms that shelf cloud. And so that is really, really cool to see. That is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful storm. Wow. That is wild. Just a wild image here from Vince Welty here. Oh, Miss Oscaria is coming over from Vince. Thank you for coming over. I was trying to tell Vince to not to not take my credit card information, and it looks like he just decided to send people over. Thanks for joining, guys. Guys, what you can do too, if you're coming over from Vince's stream, if you're on your phone or even on your computer, you can have two links open. You can have my stream open and you can have Vince's stream open. Now you can turn the audio on his stream on and just mute mine, but that way you can kind of see what's the radar on mine, because I like to look at the radar, and then what's the actual like picture looking like on his, because this is just an unbelievable view. What a shelf cloud, guys. What an absolute shelf. Oh, we got Ida Hawktua jumping over. Love that. We got Lisa as well. Oh, we got Lisa. Lisa's got a cat in her profile. Bella's checking us out as well. Oh, no. Free card info. Did he say that? I told him to say no. Oh, yeah, I showed my credit card, I think, on stream a little bit ago. Hopefully that doesn't save in the... oh, no. That does save, doesn't it? Dan, does that save? We're going to have to delete that.
I don't know. I'll take a look at it and see.
Okay, cool. We got Chris coming over as well. Oh, Sierra's ordered a few things. That's very reassuring to hear, Sierra. I'm definitely a fan of that. Just an unbelievable shelf cloud that we're looking at here, guys, from Vince's stream. This is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful storm. This, to me, though, is a pretty good indication of this thing really lining out. Because this shelf cloud looks really straight. Oh, here comes Vince in the middle of the frame here. Vince is here. Oh gosh. I'm gonna his chat can probably hear me. Guys, make sure if Vince's chat can hear me right now, make sure when Vince gets back to spam chicken nuggies in my snuggie. Make sure you guys spam that when Vince gets back. My chat will do it as well. Great images from Vince. No! He had me outside the car. Dang it. Oh, guys. Someone needs to go back in his chat and make sure, have both windows open. Oh, guys, have both windows open. Have his stream open and my stream open. Someone go back to his chat and tell them to spam chicken nuggies in my snuggie. We're gonna both spam it at the same time. Oh man. Green Frogger's checking in as well. Yeah, Vince is taking pictures here. Ooh. Guys, should we draw? Let's draw some. We could draw some cat ears. Look, he's a storm cat. He's a storm cat. That isn't weird at all, is it?
Certainly helps a lot.
Dan, look, here's me. We're right next to him. We're taking pictures of the storm. And here's Dan. Oh, wait, whoops. Here's me and Dan right next to Vince looking at this storm.
And someone's yelling big CG.
Oh, huge CG. Yep. So here's Dan and I. And then where did Vince go? Oh, that's not. Gosh, I was trying to draw a word bubble. Huge CG.
Hey, pay no attention to your credit card statement.
All right. Got some huge CG here, guys. Huge CG. Looks like Vince is back out there on his other stream. Thank you. Only in the 717. I am very good at art, by the way. I have always been a good artist here. No, art literally. I got I literally, like, the worst grades I got wasn't the math. It wasn't the science. It was the art that got me. It was terrible. Oh, Timothy became a member. Timothy Youngbear. Timothy, now that you're a member, you get access to all the exclusive emojis, all the exclusive. We have a bunch of other perks. We're just getting started with perks too. So thank you for becoming a member, Timothy. Try out those emotes in the chat.
Throw some StormCat5 emojis out there.
Exactly. Oh, look, check it out, guys. We got some CG here. So there's some CG. Wow, that isn't very good. Hold on. No, guys, leaving. All right, never mind. Oh, look, guys, check out those lights. I'm just gonna be real. Those are really bright. Those are very bright lights. Vince, tell that guy to turn his lights down. It's hurting my eyes. God. Phil is mad. Phil is just furious right now watching the stream. Wow. Oh, Phil does not like. That is Brandon Kopic with lights on. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, good for him though. He's keeping safe. Okay, so guys, let's take a look at radar again. So here's radar. This storm has totally lost its structure here. It's pretty much completely it's completely merged with the line now, and winds is 60 miles an hour. So let's put this thing in motion. Watch what happened to this supercell. It's now a part of the line. The metamorphosis is complete. It is now a part of this line of storms. That doesn't mean a tornado is not going to happen from this thing, people. But looking at that shelf cloud, this thing is now a big line of storms. And Dan, I don't know what your opinion is of this, but check this out. This is you guys see me show this a lot. This is our tornado parameter overlaid with the radar. Maybe what happened here, Dan, is just the tornado parameter was just a little bit too fast. And when I say tornado parameter, there's a couple of things that go into that, right? Like the position of the front, whether the winds are turning or not, whether or not there's cape. So it's not just like tornado parameter isn't one thing. It's a couple of different things wrapped into one. But I think it almost like the conditions almost outpaced the storms themselves. And so I think what happened is these storms, when they tried to get going, just didn't have access to the best conditions, right? It's like going car shopping, showing up to buy a Mercedes, and you pull out your wallet and you don't got any money because everyone on stream took your credit card and now you're broke. That's what that's like. So maybe that's what happened tonight. Is a lot of times, guys, these setups, everything's got to come together, and it's got to come together the right timing. And this setup today was a little conditional, and so I think the timing was just off. Right? It's like it's like when I'm getting a cue to go on stage or something. It's like if I'm going to start the stream at 6 instead I started at 7. Wouldn't be great, the time would be a little off. So anyway, that's just my hypothesis, Dan. I don't know if you disagree or agree with that, but that's my thinking.
I think that was amazing. Everyone throw some StormCat5 emojis in the chat. No
way. There's some Dan emojis. Let's compete. Let's see who can get the most emojis. And I think it's going to be Dan, and I want it to be Dan. Everyone throw Dan emojis in the chat. Team Dan.
StormCat5.
This is going to be Dan. This is going to be like the Twilight, right? Where it's Jacob versus Edward. Which one are you?
Twilight?
Wait, hold on. You don't know Jacob versus Edward?
No.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna pull this up.
Sorry. That's
Dude,
one
you've
thing I
never
didn't.
seen Twilight?
Uh-uh.
Okay, hold on. Guys, everyone check in the chat. Have you guys ever seen Twilight?
I've seen those characters like on TV or something, but I've never watched it.
Okay, so which one do you think is Jacob? Which one do you think is Edward?
I got a 50-50 shot, right?
This is Jacob. This is Edward. The white this guy this is Jacob. Whoops. And this is Edward. So which
Okay.
one of those guys do you think you are?
Do I think I am?
Yeah.
Oh, probably the one with the
Which
thinning
one do you
hair.
want to be? You're Edward?
Sure.
All right, I'm Jacob.
Okay.
I'm Team Jacob, everyone. And Dan's Team Edward. Whoa, we got Edward in the chat. We also got Jacob. Oh, Team Jacob. Carly is Team Jacob. See, I'm telling you, this is it's like a cult thing. Twilight's like a cult thing. Just like Game of Thrones. Wow.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Game of Thrones either.
Oh, Dan.
I know I'm probably just not living life to the fullest, am I?
Yeah, Dan, we gotta get you in more shows, man. Gotta get you into more shows. Guys, we like to have fun when the weather isn't crazy. I mean, this is still crazy though. Look at this. Look at that shelf cloud. That's why we call it a shelf cloud, because it kind of looks like a shelf on a I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's a tilted shelf though, right?
You could stack stuff on top of it.
Exactly. There's your shelf right there. Although it would kind of fall off though, because it's tilted. It would fall right off.
You got to put it back a little further. Like you could draw some like plates and cups up there.
Okay. Draw some plates. Draw some cups. Oh, they fell off.
Oh no.
Someone asked me to draw an elf up there. All right, let's draw an elf. Elf on a shelf. Okay. Oh. Well. Wait, what just happened with that? Sometimes the whiteboard like just goes crazy. Oh gosh, I saw that Vince switched the camera on the other stream, so I gotta hurry. Oh my god. Okay, so here's like a little elf. So there, guys, look, it's an elf on a shelf. Elf. I hope someone screenshotting these on a shelf. Wow. Check that out, guys. How magical is that? I impaled the elf. No, that's his hands, Sierra. That's his hands. Those are his hands. Gosh. Vince, do you see that elf on that shelf? Do you see it?
No, Brady, but I think there's a dinosaur there.
Oh gosh. I think there is too, but my chat also sees there's a bit of an elf on the shelf cloud. So if you can see it, I think it's off like in the center of your stream. There's looks like there's a bit of an elfish creature that's sitting on top of that shelf. He has no idea too. He literally has no idea. Someone's got to send him a screenshot. Carly, send him a screenshot.
Actually, I think we better tweet the weather service. I'm sure that they will log that as a report for us.
Fantastic. Carly's sending you the screenshot. Oh. Yeah, tag him in it, Carly. No, he switched the view. Dang it. Tell me someone got the screenshot. Oh, tell me someone got it. Okay, good. People are okay. Oh, here, only the 707. Here, I'll tag. Okay, I'll tag him in it. All right. Let's see. Gosh, I'm getting. It's so hard to follow Twitter these days. I keep like. Okay, there we go. Keenan tagged me in it. Oh, Carly sent it to. Okay, great. Sorry, I'm just making sure he sees it. Or I'm just tweeting at him. All right, Vince, I just tagged you in it. All right, looks like we got the shelf back. All right.
My roof camera to the driver's side because I installed it like somewhat backwards, so I got to get up there and adjust it. So we'll try to get the shelf in the shot, but it's going to be kind of half-assed. But that's okay because half-assed is better than no ass. Can't believe I just said that.
Wow, that was wise words from a wise man. Yeah, you got to keep the shelf on because I've got an elf that's sitting on it on my stream, and so we got to keep that on. Look, he's still on there.
I'll do my best.
I'm telling you, Vince, you just got to look at this screenshot. It all makes sense when you see the screenshot. Oh my god.
Looking forward to watching the archive of the stream at the hotel.
Oh god. Whatever you do, just ignore like around the hour and a half mark. You'll see some numbers appear on the screen that look like a credit card. Don't worry, those are not a credit card. Okay. Oh my god. We have a little too much fun here, people. All right, someone got a picture of that. I'm going to take this off now. I want to show you guys the radar real quick as well. Let's check it out. Let's check back. Ooh, let's check in on our train cams here too. Looks like the sun's starting to set in Wyoming. It's not really setting. Looks like we've got a nice train there in Colorado that is causing our camera to zoom in on that. That's classic. But here's our current radar right now. Interesting that they did not drop the severe thunderstorm warning from this. For some reason, my weather alerts turned off. They still have a severe thunderstorm warning on this storm that was tornado warned for a long time. It is no longer tornado warned. It's just straight. It's lining out big time, straight line stuff. To be honest, the interesting thing is this actually looks stronger up here. About to move into Central City. Yeah, I'm surprised this is warned and that's not. But we only got that storm warned, a storm in Wyoming that's got a severe thunderstorm warning on it that was in a radar hole, so we can't even see it. And then we've got one more warning that is down here in. I'm always fascinated by this. How are they warning this? Because this radar has nothing. And this radar is so far away that it's just impossible to tell. It's got to be for the hail, probably, I'm thinking. But those are our only 3 severe thunderstorm warnings at this particular moment in the entire United States. So good thing is the tornado threat has not materialized like I think we originally thought it would. Ooh, we got a train going by in Laramie. But the tornado threat has not materialized, and thankfully it has not turned out to be like we thought it could. The tornado parameters were off the charts today, guys, in terms of the actual like parameters, just the parameters, right? But this is a really good indication of, just because you got a lot of the ingredients in play, doesn't mean someone's going to cook it, right? That's something to keep in mind. You still got to have a cook. You still got to have a cook to cook the burger or cook the cake. Dan, are you much of a cook?
I can hold my own in the kitchen, yeah.
Oh, all right. What's your favorite? Oh gosh, Princess Leia's checking in. Team Edward all the way. Team Edward, Princess Leia. I'm not surprised, Princess Leia. Time for night-night? No, it's not time for night-night. It's only 9. LB, where are you going? Gosh, everyone say goodbye to LB. LB goes to bed very early, apparently.
I think Jenny went to sleep too.
Jenny, Jenny.
Jenny
Moonchild?
Moonchild, yeah.
Moonchild. That's a great last name. I need that last name. Oh, 2 a.m. here in the UK. And Carly, hey, it's 2 a.m. here in the UK and Carly's still staying up and LB can't stay up. LB, what is going on? Like, come on now.
It's 2 a.m. and it's not closing time yet.
No. Wow, check out that shelf cloud. That is a beast. It's an absolute beast on Vince's stream. Oh my goodness. There's a shelf cloud, people. Carly is hardcore. You know what, LB? The only difference between hardcore and not hardcore is just a little effort. We just need a little bit of effort. Come on, LB. You can stay up just a little bit more. Okay, this emote, I don't think I've ever seen this emote. Person, turquoise, wizard, wand. I don't even know what that is. Oh, I think I can see it in the top corner of the screen. That's wild. But guys, this is probably going to start lining out now. And it sounds like it actually sounds like Vince is starting to wrap down his stream as well. So here's Vince right now. Vince is in Hastings, Nebraska. And I think he's going towards Lincoln. He's going towards Lincoln, Nebraska. And the view of the storm that he's on is this right here. Is this beast of a storm that's pushing that way, and but it's completely lined out. That particular storm is completely now outflow dominant, and but still it's packing some strong winds. Definitely packing some strong winds. A lot of lightning with this thing. Not too concerned about tornadoes at this particular moment. Whoops. Whoa. Our satellite loop is like broke there in that top corner of the screen. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, Sierra's going more turquoise wizard wand. That is a mouthful. Guys, say that 10 times fast. Person, turquoise, wizard, wand. Person, turquoise, I can't do it. I tried. I did it twice and I can't do it. I really can't do it. LB says, do I get a new emoji if I stay up? No. How about this? If we get 10 more members, you get a new emoji because that will unlock a new emoji for me. So if you can get 10 more members. Caitlin says she's back, question mark. Why the question mark? Are you like asking if you're back? Because you're back. Tell you right now, Caitlin, you are back. Uh-oh. Someone just got pulled over in Vince's stream. He didn't get pulled over, but I think I'm ahead of him too, so I saw it. Let's hope Vince doesn't. This would be a really bad time for Vince to just fly through a stoplight. Oh. Wow. Guys, sometime soon. So my birthday is coming up this month, and for my birthday, I've asked my family and friends. I'm actually having one of my friends create a StormCat logo, and so you're gonna see sometime soon taking this shirt and some of my other shirts and actually coming up with a logo. And actually having a shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a coffee mug. We're still kind of figuring that out. But we are going to try and create some cool T-shirts and some other things that I'm going to start to wear in public, so everyone can look and be like, "Who's that weird guy with the cat shirt on?" Because now when I wear this shirt in public, it's just like, oh, there's a weird guy. Really, where I live, I'm fitting in with pretty much everyone, because it's just like where I live almost seems like a water park. You just walk out in public and you're like, that guy's just like, what's that guy wearing, or what's So I fit right in the area that I'm living in right now. But whenever I go like to a grocery store, I get some looks. So at least when I have the StormCat logo on, people will be like, okay, this guy's trying to make a brand.
Whales and whiskers.
Whales and whiskers. That is a cool brand if I've ever seen one. Look at that, guys. Look at that shelf cloud. That is just like so cool to look at. It's a really cool shelf cloud that Vince just showed. Vince, you need me to call an Applebee's for you, brother? You want me to get you a reservation and tell them it's your birthday? Yeah, he didn't respond. He doesn't want me to. Yeah, so the last time Vince was chasing, I called an Applebee's and told him that there was a guy named Vince coming and that it was his birthday. And apparently they gave him a free dessert. And it was pretty hilarious. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my hurricane graphic. Let me put something else in that. Oh, it's like loading. Anyway. When's your birthday? July 20th. So we got some time here. Man. So guys, I do want to quickly while we're kind of looking at these storms. So tomorrow I actually have a pretty close friend's party or birthday that we're celebrating his 30th. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to go live tomorrow. But there always is the possibility that maybe who knows, maybe the birthday party will get canceled. But if things look incredibly bad tomorrow, I might just say, although listen, guys, I always advocate that real life is always more important than either watching or streaming. So if you guys are ever kind of debating, I know we had someone in the past, I think it was Granny Kimmy, that talked about skipping choir practice. You never want to do that. If you got places to be, people to see, I never want you guys to watch my stream. I never want you to, ignore friends and ignore family. That's very, very important to do. So always kind of put family, friends first. But so that's what I'll probably be doing tomorrow is celebrating my good friends. Actually, he's probably my best friend's 30th birthday. But tomorrow, Princess Leia, I saw you in the chat as well. Princess Leia asked about any update about St. Lucia versus Beryl. I will get to that in just a second. But for tomorrow, the severe threat, and let's go day 2. Oh, we got an enhanced threat tomorrow. Now, this is not enhanced for tornadoes. This is more enhanced for gosh, that's day 1. Hold on. Day 2. Tell me it allows you to get day 2 for this. Also, guys, this is a really cool, if you didn't know, this is the SPC Outlook, but this is /partners. So this website actually is the same thing the SPC does. It just looks a lot cooler. It looks a lot cleaner. Okay, I see what you can do. You can click on it, but it just looks a lot cleaner, and it's It's way easier to be able to see. Okay, so this is for tomorrow. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Whoa, that's way too far in. What the heck just happened there? Oh, I see what it did when I clicked on it. It made it big. So this is the tornado threat for tomorrow, guys. And it's we had a 5% today. We have a 5% tomorrow. So it's a similar type of threat. And when I was, Dan, I don't know when you were looking at the models, but when I was looking at the models, the tornado parameters were way higher today than tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I decided, go ahead.
And tomorrow looks, at least what I was looking at earlier, looked kind of linear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there'll still be some possible embedded supercells, but tomorrow's probably going to be more linear than today. And today's honestly gone linear really fast. I didn't expect it to go linear this fast, but it did. So tomorrow, our tornado threat is in southern Iowa, northern Missouri. So that is really our threat for tomorrow. Right in here is your 5% risk, which remember, 5%, that is basically saying you have a 5% chance within any point in there of seeing a tornado. So tomorrow's probably going to be a QLCS type day. But the really reason why you have an enhanced risk is the wind. This is the wind threat for tomorrow. So I think there's probably a better chance of there seeing some strong winds tomorrow than today, which is why you've got an enhanced risk for some strong winds. Which honestly, Dan, makes sense because if it's going to line out and turn into a big line, that's the wind threat, right?
Yep.
So. And then the exciting thing is then day 3, we're getting into Ohio, and that's where I live. So who knows? Maybe I'll be live on. Actually, hold on. I'm going to be posting a big party. We've got like fireworks downtown. So who knows? Maybe I'll go live during the fireworks as the storms just cause the fireworks to get canceled because that always happens. But this is our risk on Wednesday, and the tornado threat Wednesday, they have not released that yet because this is day 3. They don't release any tornado probabilities this far in advance. So that is that. Ooh, then the fire outlook too. We don't like to see that. Storm farts. How far ahead can be realistically forecasted? So to be quite honest, Sierra, it's if you're looking for temperatures are pretty good almost a week out, right? Like probably 5 to 7 days. I feel pretty good about temperatures. Like you have a pretty good idea of, okay, is it going to be warmer than normal? Is it going to be colder than normal? You get 5 days out. But the precipitation, so rain, snow, strong storms, etc. My rule is generally like anywhere from 3 to 5 days. So like if I go and do some modeling and I look at the models, or I look at the National Weather Service, see if it's going to rain in 3 to 5 days. I feel pretty good if like day 3, I'm like, okay, it's showing rain, a pretty decent chance I'll get some rain. Day 5, I feel okay. Beyond that, it's the timing and the amounts, and it's really hard to do precipitation forecasts beyond day 5. Even day 5 is like, I'm not going to be able to nail down when. Honestly, let me see if there's let me see. Dan, there's got to be some sort of like cartoon. Remember that, like the horse diagram? Hold on, the meme. Hold on, let me see. There's got to be something that you guys know what I'm talking about? What? Oh gosh, it's just driving through something again. Okay. This meme right here. You guys have seen this meme before, right? Dan, have you seen this meme before?
I don't know that I have.
You haven't seen this meme, Dan? Oh,
I live a very sheltered life.
no, it's not sheltered. But so basically, guys, this is like day one. This is like day one. This is like actually hold on. This is like day one. This is probably like day 2. This is probably like day 3. And then day 4, day 5, and then 5 through, 10. 5 through infinity. How about we just make an infinity symbol? All right, it's like 5 through infinity.
And beyond.
That's like weather forecasting right there. I think that pretty. Dan, what do you think? Do you think that pretty accurately describes weather forecasting?
Yeah, I mean, the closer to the event, the more refined the forecast is going to be. So absolutely.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And guys, we're getting better. Forecasts are getting much, much, much better. But beyond day 5, it's just it's hard to do. But this is a pretty good meme to let you know. 3 days out, I can give you a pretty good forecast. 5 days out, decent. 6 days out, it's going to look like that stick figure head, right? So, all right, we're having fun tonight, people. We're having fun tonight because our storm action is winding down a little bit. Caitlin asked, you and Dan need to play What Do You Meme? You should live stream it. It would be hilarious. I need to look that game up. Okay, sorry. I know we had a question about St. Lucia versus Beryl. I'm going to be honest. I think Beryl might have missed St. Lucia. Now, I don't know by how far, but let me pull up so St. Lucia, which island is St. Lucia? St. Lucia is, pull up Google, just so everyone knows where St. Lucia is as well as myself. Okay. So St. Lucia is the island just to the north of Port Elizabeth, and here. Okay, so guys, here's the island. Here's the island right here that the hurricane went over. That made landfall. Caracau. This is where the Hurricane Beryl made landfall this morning. And St. Lucia is right. That's St. Vincent. St. Lucia is right here. Hold on, let me redraw this circle. Whoops. St. Lucia's here, and where the hurricane made landfall is down here. So, having said that, though, St. Lucia still definitely felt the effects of it. I don't think it took a direct hit from the hurricane, and the way we can tell that is we can go to satellites. I'm just brushing up on all my hurricane links, so I'd love to hear in the chat if you guys have any resources you like to use, because I'm just kind of playing around with some stuff. Okay, so St. Lucia. I think St. Lucia is this island right here, right? I believe. Dan? Or no, it's not. Did you shake your head? Wait, hold on. No, it is. Because the St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the one to the south of that. So I think St. Lucia actually was spared. This is a pretty compact storm. So they didn't even really get it on the eye wall, I don't think, which is good. They definitely got some storm surge and got some rain, but I don't think they actually got in on the eye wall. So that's good. Yeah, I know St. Lucia is a popular honeymoon spot. So yeah, Tropical Tidbits is great. Carly, I use that as well. Eye wall enjoyers. All right, let me ask Vince if he wants us to make him a reservation at Applebee's. Vince, you want us to make you a reservation at Applebee's, brother? Or the Clucky Cluck Chicken?
What about the clucking chicken?
Do you want us to make you a reservation? Oh, hold on. New tornado warning.
Tornado warning for northeastern Webster County in south central Nebraska,
New tornado
southeastern
warning.
Adams County in south central Nebraska.
All right, so we got a new tornado warning that was just issued. This is radar indicated. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. This is right near the radar. So let's just take a look and see if we can find this here. So it's right on the tail end of this line of storms. And gosh, these are moving so fast. Really, really, really fast. These storms are, and they've kind of intensified recently in just the past couple of scans. So this is a radar indicated tornado warning. Let me look at it. See if I can find a different radar and just get like a higher view of this. That's not going to show me anything. This is so close to the radar. It's just, it's really hard to see what exactly is in this storm here. Let's check a different tilt. Okay. What do you think, Dan? What does this look like to you? If there would be a tornado, it'd be right in there, right where that. Let's look at a higher tilt here. There, it would be right. Well, I think this is a little delayed, but it'd be right in there where you have that pocket of strong winds. That would be where your tornado would be. See that little curl right there? See that little curl in the line? If you are going to get a tornado, that's where it would be. And so I think the National Weather Service has been kind of watching this line, and yeah, it's looking, I mean, not great, but not terrible for sure. I could see something trying to spin up there. And I think Vince is trying to get an image. Actually, hold on. He's trying to get an image of this thing to the south. And I think he's probably too far away. So Vince is on Highway 80 now, going towards Lincoln. And he's probably a little bit too far to the north to be able to see this sucker. Unreal. Just got a I don't know why my graphic has not updated. Oh, it's because my script failed. What the? Wow, that was crazy. So, new tornado warning here. Not seeing anything that concerns me a ton, but definitely a little bit of a curling right in here. If you're going to get something, I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen tornadoes drop from less, to be quite honest. And if we look a little bit higher up in the tilt, you can see that right where that blue is, right in there is where you'd have a tornado if you got it. Expires. Yeah, this expires in 9 minutes. That is wild. I don't know if Dan, have you ever seen a tornado warning that expires that quickly?
Not a lot.
They issued it like 10 minutes ago, and it expires in 9 minutes. Expires in 8 minutes now. So I think it's very clear they think if this thing is actually producing anything, it's gonna be pretty short lived. You're right. Only in the 707. You're right about that. Vince, I don't know if you saw that tornado warning expires in 8 minutes. Pretty insane. There are little kinks that are trying to develop here, but these are nasty storms for sure. All right, Dan, I got to take another bio break. Can you tell the folks a joke? All right, time for another joke from Dan. BRB. Wacky Wyatt's checking in. Wacky Wyatt, everyone. Thanks for checking in, Wacky Wyatt. I love that name. Dan, Wacky Wyatt was with us yesterday, and he's got just an unbelievable name.
Hey, Wacky Wyatt. Glad you could join. Okay. What is it called when it rains chickens and ducks? I'll ask it again. What is it called when it rains chickens and ducks? Like chicky nuggies. And no one said you were getting high quality jokes here, but it is a joke. Good guess, Wacky Wyatt. Good guess, 707. Good guess, Carly. We'll wait another few moments. Maybe we'll ask Brady when he gets back. And be sure to show Brady some love. Throw some StormCat5 emojis in the chat. So when he gets back, that's all he sees. He's been doing a great job on the stream, hasn't he? And Vince, too. Vince has been out there chasing for a few hours now. Thank you, Carly, for putting StormCat out there. Good guess, Princess. Princess Leah. Oh, there's some Vinces and some StormCats and even some Dans. Thank you. Thank you, Carly. So, what is it called when it rains chicken nuggies and ducks? It's foul weather. Foul weather. Yep, not a high quality joke at all. That is a good question. Would insurance cover my roof damage from ducks and chickens? That is a great question. I don't know. I guess it depends on what your policy says. Princess Leia's got Stoic Phil. Yeah, foul indeed. 7-7 indeed. All right, let's see. Let's check in with StormCat. Meteorologist StormCat5 _. Thank you, Princess Leia. We appreciate everyone in the chat.
Oh, yeah. See, guys, look. See, without my glasses on, look how bright it is. I can barely see it. Look, there's even shadow. See the shadow on my face? That's why I need to wear the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Dan. Did you kill it with the joke? Guys, I want to hear I want to hear everyone's opinion of the joke that we just heard.
Yeah. What was your opinion of it?
What? I didn't hear
throw it in the chat. Oh, yeah. And you may never hear it.
No. Oh, I can hear it. I can go back and watch it. I can go back and watch it right. You know what? We're gonna go back and watch it right now. Just an FYI too. Oh, I had a rice cake. I think go down the wrong. I had a rice cake go down definitely the wrong pipe for sure.
Oh, I thought it was a fur ball.
All right, it could have been a fur ball. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That is wow. Look at that view, guys. Holy crap. That thing is an absolute beast. Beast of a storm. There's an elf on a shelf.
Oh, I thought you were doing a self-portrait.
Or hold on, let's do a cat. How could we
Needs whiskers, yeah.
How could we what's like a cat on a what? Like I'm trying to think of, you know what I'm saying? Like elf on a shelf. Come on, Chad, you gotta help me out here. What'd you say, Dan?
Cat on a mat.
Cat on a mat. This is a cat on a mat. That's great. Cat. Oh, that
and we didn't have this planned at all.
No, this is literally improvised.
And then Oreen says cat in the hat.
Oh, okay, that actually cat in the hat is good too. Nope, I need to draw the face a little bigger. Cat
in the litter box.
Oh gosh.
Carly's getting ready for the screenshot.
This is cat on a mat. There we go.
Tornado warning is gone.
Yep. They allow the tornado warning to expire. That does not surprise me at all. This thing is just, I don't know. Definitely struggling here. I mean, it is a well organized storm, but it is a gnarly storm for sure. Cat in a hat. Cat on a mat. Oh, I lost my headphones. Hold on. Classic. It's like on cue. After 3 hours of streaming, it just they just die. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go full screen here just to show. Look at, oh my gosh. Look at that. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. right, we're gonna unmute your thing, Dan, so that if we get a warning, we can hear it. Just look at that structure, guys. That is oh my goodness, that is a unbelievable structure. All right, let me. All right, Dan, let's do some testing. Talk for just a sec. Let me make sure I can hear you.
Hi.
Let's see it again.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. God, dude, I just can't shake this cough, man. What a structure, though, guys. What a structure. So they did they did drop the tornado warning from this, guys. It now doesn't even have a it doesn't even have a special weather statement with it. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, it does look like it's like wrapping up a little bit. Like, look at that donut hole right there, Dan. That's kind of crazy. But if I were just to look at this on radar, I would think that would be like a hook trying to form. But velocity tells a different story. But interesting that they don't even have a special weather statement on any of these storms. So that's pretty interesting. So this is in Nebraska, Aureen. This is currently in Nebraska. Gosh, I don't know what it is. It's probably because I got the caramel corn flavored, Dan.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
That's probably why. I don't know what's going on with tropical Tibbets too. It's like the image is really struggling. Let me make it a different. Let me make it a different image. See if I can get the. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hurricane Beryl. We're back. What a storm though, guys. And just look at the latest scans on that too. That thing is still strengthening, guys. I got news for you. I'm pretty confident that's a Cat 5. I agree, Fuzzy. I really do think that is a Cat 5. A StormCat 5. That is a StormCat. That's most likely a StormCat 5 hurricane. The good news is that it's mostly over open water. But wow, look at the lightning. The lightning is way out in front on this thing. We got to get the lightning meter on this this particular storm. So guys, we probably will wrap up here in a little bit. It's been a really fun stream. But things are we still have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, but actually hold on, I know why. I know why there's no alerts on this thing because it just turned them off. It's so frustrating. Yeah, okay, we still have a special weather statement on this. I was going to say that made zero sense. Of why they would take that off. Still a special weather statement on these storms. Still a severe thunderstorm warning to the north. About to move into Sioux City. Still got a severe thunderstorm warning in Wyoming. That storm has like been perpetually warned all night. And then I think just make sure my scripts are still. Yeah, we've got 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in the U.S. So, but
yeah, Cochise County in Arizona has been warned for a couple hours now.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But just look at that beast of a storm. I mean, I would not be surprised. I think this is probably going to go Cat 5 for sure.
StormCat 5.
Exactly, StormCat 5. It's 150 guys. It's 155 miles an hour. So It needs 2 miles an hour to get to a Cat 5. Binja Ninja says honey helps the throat. Well, I don't have any honey, so where is Beryl headed? Binja Ninja asks, where's Beryl headed? Beryl is barreling its way. Beryl
That
is
was clever.
barrel. Go ahead, sorry, Dan.
So that was clever.
Thank you. Beryl is barreling its way. Most likely, Beryl is not going to be a problem for Florida. Beryl, the next up is going to be Jamaica. That's where we got a hurricane warning in place. After that, we've got the Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun, and other places are kind of in the direct path. After that, all really, we've got 3 possible scenarios. It could go right into Mexico and die. It could go north to Texas. Could also go north to Louisiana. There's going to be, with this high pressure here, there's going to be this high is going to slide off to the east a little bit. And as it does so, it'll recurve. Oops. As this high pressure moves off to the east, it'll recurve this thing north at some point. So it just depends on how strong this high is. If this high is weaker than normal, it'll recurve it up into Louisiana. If it's stronger than normal, it's going to recurve it into Mexico. I guess not really stronger than normal, stronger than like forecasted. If it's kind of in the middle somewhere, it'll recurve into Texas. So this storm is going to recurve at some point and hit land. It's just a matter of where it does. And if it hits Mexico, it won't have a lot of time to strengthen. And if it hits Texas or Louisiana, then we're in trouble because it'll have more time over open ocean, and that could give it time to strengthen. So. Beryl has flight level winds of 178 and estimated surface winds of 100. That would make it a Cat 5. That would officially make it a StormCat5, which would be insane. Fuzzy, where are you seeing this? I would love to show that. Where is that? But I tell you what, this is a wild storm here. Wow. So guys, I'll be wrapping up here soon. But really appreciate everyone joining me tonight. Really appreciate Dan joining me. Dan sticking to the end like he always does, guys. Dan is the best friend you could ever have. That's for sure. He's always there till the end. Even after the end, Dan and I will stay sometimes and talk after the show. Dan is just a great, great guy. Let's check in with Vince here as well. Vince, you thinking about Applebee's tonight? Where you going to dinner, brother?
Probably just DoorDash.
DoorDash? That's so boring.
Maybe they'll wish me a happy birthday, even though it's not my birthday.
Yeah, if you're looking for a free dessert, they're not going to give it to you on DoorDash. Come on, Vince. You got an Applebee's, a Crispy Clucks chicken. You got to go somewhere. You got to go somewhere huge.
I've been seeing a lot of signs for this crispy crunchy chicken out here. It must be a Nebraska thing.
Must be. Hey, Green Frogger, no problem at all, Green Frogger. Just happy to have you here. Timothy Youngbear, pretty good assessment on the outcome. Yeah. Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, there's and let me just quickly show you guys the spread of the models on this. And here's why I say there's several different outcomes that this can take. Because there is and let me actually, yeah, there we go. But there's several different outcomes, and I'm actually going to quickly, just for a second, I'm going to actually we'll keep Vince's stream up there. But we're going to look at the ensemble models really quickly for we're going to look at the ensemble models for the hurricane itself. And what this is like the ensembles is essentially like if you run the same model, like, 30 times or 50 times with slight variations, their model will produce different results. And so the idea behind it is you take the average of that, right? If you run the same model 50 times with a couple different, with some variations in it, and then it shows you the results. That's kind of the general idea of an ensemble, is like, rather than just taking one model and saying this is the source of truth, you run it through a bunch and then you take the average, and so that generally does a pretty good job of giving you an idea about what are the possible outcomes. So with this, let's go ahead and do the actually, hold on, I think they have a hurricane section here that I can pick. Tropical forecast, here we go. So firstly, what we're showing here, this is the probability of experiencing tropical storm force conditions over the next like week, basically. The red is the highest probability. So right in here, that's like 90%. And so we've got a pretty good idea that's going to be the general path. But watch what happens as soon as it goes over the peninsula. You've got one set of probabilities that kind of have it going north, and then the highest probability is it going into Mexico. So this to me, though, says there's still a pretty big spread in the models of it kind of hitting either area, which is really fascinating to see, because there's still a big spread. So anything, this path up into Louisiana is still very much not out of the question, which is pretty interesting. Ooh, Outback Steakhouse, the bloomin' onion paired with steak options are a winner. StormCat5, make it happen. No way. I don't like Outback Steakhouse. All right, this is another cool product as well, guys. These are, you guys often see the spaghetti models, right? These are some different models that are run, and each line is a different model. So one model has it coming up here. That's a big outlier. I wouldn't trust that. Another model has it come through here. It's not out of the question, but those are incredibly unlikely. The big cluster of models has it going down here into the Yucatan Peninsula, and then most of them actually have it going into Mexico. Now, there's a couple that actually turn it north, so we can't ignore that. We definitely can't ignore that, because there's like 3 or 4 that turn it north like that. But that's not the most likely outcome at this point. Applebee's is the correct choice. I would agree with that. Vince, everyone in my stream is saying Applebee's is the choice. You got to do Applebee's. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the these hurricanes, or this Hurricane Beryl, guys. It's going to be a beast of a storm, and we're going to keep watching over the next couple of days. If anything were to happen, you guys would be the first to know. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. I'll try to post updates as they happen. I'm at StormCat5. Also follow the Stormfront Freaks on Twitter as well. It's at Stormfront Freak and at Stormfront Freaks on Facebook and Instagram. I'm at StormCat5 with an underscore. So if you give me a follow, you'll see a bunch of content. Whenever I go live, I try to tweet it out as well. Also, you can send me your pictures as well. Send me your pictures and video. I love pictures and video of weather. So send me, or if you have a cute, dog or cat, if you want to show me your storm cat, I'd love to see that as well. So let's just take one last peek, see at the radar, and yeah, this is a line, guys. This is a line. It's lining out for sure. That's not saying that this if there was going to be a tornado form with this, it would be down here. But this storm has been trying for literally for hours now. And it can't get going. So I would be, and the guys, the tornado parameters too, check this out. They're way less than they were earlier. So, not saying a tornado can't happen, but it's getting less likely as you go through the overnight hours. Good night, Timothy. Timothy, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for becoming a member. Where's my cat, Brady? Oreen. So, check out that mug. Cat is my spirit animal. Wow. Guys, Oreen. Here, I'll show you my cat. This actually is not my cat. This is my parents' cat. But I have basically adopted her as my own. Hold on. This is so annoying. Google doesn't let you select more than one photo. She's a pretty funny cat, that's for sure. Here, I'll getting some pictures now. All right, one more. All right, sending, and let me go ahead and pull it up. Dave's like, great, more cat pics.
No, you can't go wrong with cat pics, right?
You can't. You cannot go wrong with cat pics. That is for sure. All right, we'll do the cat pics, guys, and then we'll go to bed. All right, so this is Vader. This is Vader the weather cat. She's Darth Vader, named after the evil villain, supervillain Darth Vader. But she's a girl, so we call her Veve. So this is Vader. She likes sitting on boxes. She also likes splaying. That's called like with her legs. I don't understand why cats do that, but she loves that. She loves splaying. I think my mom took these pictures. She loves just put her hairs, and there's Vader right there. So she's a pretty fun cat. She's pretty cute. She's a little silly. She's a little stupid. That's okay. She's not the smartest cat out there. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. She's not. I think you would agree with me. She's not the smartest cat, but she is. She's a great little kitty. So that's Veve. Actually, wait. I think I got one more. Oh yeah, that's a nice close up with my mom's leg in the background when she was hurt. That's fantastic. Yeah. So that's Veve. Darla says she loves cats. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to about do it today for our segment of Outbreak. We had some tornado warnings. We had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. Had a lot of good storms, a lot of good lightning. We had some train cams. We had some Dan jokes. We had Dina come and give us her fill about hurricanes. That you guys are going to want to watch that at the beginning if you didn't see that. That was some pretty great info. We maybe saw a little mini funnel, but it was a great show. It was a great show. And guys, once again, I don't think I'm going to be live tomorrow. There is a severe threat tomorrow. I think the tornado threats is similar to today, but a little bit more linear. But I've got some family and friend stuff I'm taking care of tomorrow, so I will not be live tomorrow. I'll keep an eye on the weather, though, the next week. If there's any significant severe weather threats, you will see me live. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I think most people probably have. But once again, guys, thank you for joining us here on Outbreak. We are incredibly thankful to have you. Each one of you guys are amazing people. I know myself, Dan, Serena, Phil, all the freaks love each and every one of you. Vince Welty is the newest freak. So Vince also, you guys, a lot of you are from Vince, but thank you guys for joining the stream. And as always, I always go around the horn. And before we end the night, I like to get everyone's last thoughts. You know, what did they think of today? What was your favorite part? What was your not favorite part? You could say anything you want. You could make a joke. You could say anything you want. And guys, you in the chat, I want to hear from you too. But Dan, You're going to go up first, and then I'm going to go to Vince, and then maybe I'll call Dina. No, I'm not going to call Dina. And then we're going to talk. Fuzzy wants to hear words from Dan. Then we're going to ask the dinosaurs, and then I'm going to go, and then we're going to go. So, Dan, any words of wisdom for the chat?
No words of wisdom, but I am glad that today didn't go as high end as I thought it might. So,
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Why do you any reason why you think it didn't?
There were ingredients to bake a cake, and we just weren't in the mood for cake.
You know what, Dan? That's wise. We do need more jokes from Dan. Amy is right.
Oh, you didn't hear the one from earlier, did you?
No. What was it?
So it's what is it called when it rains chickens and ducks, like chicky nuggies and ducks?
Chicky nuggies and ducks.
What's it called when it rains chicky nuggies and ducks?
I don't know. Go.
Foul weather.
Wow.
So, and full disclosure to everyone, I didn't say you were going to get quality jokes, but you were going to get a joke.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. That is incredible. Another banger from Dan. All right. Let's see if Vince has any final words. Vince, I always do this. You have any final words of wisdom for the people on the stream? Crickets. Crickets? What is going on, Vince? I can see him there. Vince, are you there? He's still driving. Oh, he must have turned.
I heard you that time.
I'm still live, and I always do this. I'm about to wrap up my stream. Do you have any final words of wisdom for the people on the stream?
Yeah, chicken gnuggies.
Chicken gnuggies.
Yeah, that's about it.
Guys, let's spam. Guys, let's spam some chicken gnuggies in the chat for Vince.
Next time I'm at McDonald's, I'll think of you and I'll get some chicken gnuggies. CGs.
Don't go to McDonald's to get nuggies. You have to go to you got to go to Wendy's. Wendy's nuggies are way better. For sure.
Oh, I completely agree. They're cheaper and they're not
They're better.
Weird tasting.
They're way better. They're way better. I agree. And there's no bones in them. There's sometimes bones in the ones at McDonald's. It's terrible.
Yeah, McDonald's kind of sucks.
I agree. All right, guys. Wise words from a wise man. Vince Welty right there giving some nuggies in my snuggies advice. So thank you, Vince. And Godspeed, brother. Have a wonderful night. And let me know if you're going to Applebee's. I'll call him and make a reservation.
You will be the first to know.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about it. Although I think the dinos want to give some advice. Hold on.
Oh, this is going to be special. Everyone buckle up.
We got to get it. We got to get it positioned. He wants it closer to his mouth. Have a happy 4th of July, everyone. Wow. I totally forgot about that. It's almost the 4th. Well, you heard that. That was from CG. CG the Dino is right there. And he said, have a happy 4th and happy Canada Day to everyone. And guys, love you guys a ton. Have a wonderful holiday with you and your families. And make sure, I always say this, make sure to find a friend, find a family member, find someone random on the street. Tell them you love them. Give them a smile, give them a thumbs up, give them a hug. Let them know you care about them. That's the most important thing in life, guys, is caring, loving your neighbor like yourself, or loving your neighbor as your friend and your family as well. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. StormCat's going to catch you on the next one. From Dan, Serena, Phil, all the freaks. Dina, I think I already said her. Vince, I am signaling. Phil always says this. I'm signaling the all clear. I'm going to say StormCat5 is no longer live. Peace. Vibe with this music.